Nelson versus Harrell. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Harrell.
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you on the 4th of July of last year, sir?
I was at a party with a friend at a friend's house.
You were all in the backyard?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
You were lighting fireworks?
No, ma'am, that is not correct.
You were not lighting fireworks?
No, ma'am, and I have a witness that can attest to that fact.
You were never lighting fireworks?
That's correct.
Okay, good. Then, Miss Nelson, it is your claim that the defendant, while at a party at a neighbor's house, was lighting fireworks, and the fireworks sparkled over that he was lighting and damaged your car. You want Mr. Harrell to pay for the damage to your car?
Yes. That is correct.
Okay. Did you see him actually light any of the fireworks?
He physically admitted to us that it was him that shot the fireworks off.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
I don't want to hear you. That's a lie. When I ask you a question, you'll answer the question. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. By the way, would you give Mr. Harrell this and ask him if this is his signature? That is your signature on the answer, sir. I'd like you to leave that with Mr. Harrell over there, please.
Thank you.
Who's going to speak?
I'm going to speak first.
Fine.
On approximately 11 o'clock on July 4th, 2002, I heard fireworks going on near my home. And I went to investigate, and when I did, I went to look out the sliding glass door, which is my den, facing the street, and the driveway where the car was parked, the 1998 Ford Taurus that we are saying has been damaged. I saw fireworks coming down over the car, and I looked to see where the fireworks were coming, and they were coming a couple of doors down from my home. I have a picture that you can see where the fireworks were coming from.
Are you behind the fence or in front of the fence?
My house is in front of the fence,
okay,
and the fireworks were coming from behind the fence.
Okay.
And I also want to add, at the time that the fireworks were being shot, that tree that you see was in bloom. And the fear of that tree being caught on fire that close to our homes was also causing me to be very worried that, you know, a fire could catch onto my house.
Who was the neighbor?
The neighbor, his name was... I want to give you a sheet of paper that he gave me his name, address, and phone number on, and also is standing by a phone right now if Judge Judy would like to call him, and he will confirm that Kevin Harrell was at his home and he was the one shooting the fireworks.
Just tell me what you saw.
Okay.
May I see the picture that she gave you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. What I saw, I walked over, I am disabled, I walked over to the house, and when I got to the door, Kenneth McLemore identified himself, and his girlfriend was there. And the
door inside?
Inside, yes.
They were inside?
They came to the door. They were inside. When I told them what was happening, they apologized, and they said they would go and tell Kevin to stop shooting the fireworks, and apologized for it, and said that they had told him not to shoot the... Okay, seriously, I'm sorry. Okay, so I walked back. As I was walking back to my house, another set of fireworks went off at that time. I hollered to my daughter. She ducked because they were coming on top of her and the car. So I went into the house, called the police, and the policeman arrived, and here's his name and the police report.
Can I see the police report, please?
And I'm also providing what the Virginia Beach Code is regarding lighting of fireworks in our area.
You can leave the code there.
Okay.
I'm not
I'd like to
interested
see
in
a
the
copy of
Virginia
that
Beach
police
Code.
report, because the officer,
Can I
when
see
we
the
spoke
police
to him,
report,
said
please?
there was no report being filed due to the fact that there was no damage,
Can I see
and
the
also
police
due to the
report?
fact that there was
Tell him to
numerous
be quiet,
fireworks being
please.
lit off in the area.
I'm not paying attention to him. When it's his turn, he can speak. Try to explain that to him. Bird, would you explain that to him? That when it's his turn, when the judge looks at him and asks him a question, he can speak.
Watch her. Speak when spoken to. You're going to be all right.
Yes, sir.
My man.
Thanks, Bird. No problem. Next.
When the policeman came, he went over to the house to discuss the issue of them shooting the fireworks off. After the policeman walked back to my house, Kevin and Kenneth and I think another friend of theirs came over, and Kevin said, "Let me see what damages I did. I didn't do any damages." And he looked at the car and he said, "That's just dust on the car." My daughter then said,
The dust was multicolored. It was red, white, blue, black, orange specks all over the car. So it wasn't not dust, it was ash.
Well, covered with ash doesn't necessarily mean that the car was damaged. That means it was dirty. if it caused damage. I'm going to see that in a minute. But first, I have to determine if there is any liability on his part.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Mr. Harrell, I want you to read to yourself the answer that you filed in this case.
Yes, ma'am, it's accurate.
I want you to direct my attention to the answer, which is lengthy, where you say, I was not firing off any fireworks that evening. Just point to the line. Bird, would you go over to Mr. Harrell, please, so that it'll be easier for me to follow. Mr. Harrell is going to point out to you the line where he says, which would be, of course, the most important thing in his answer, I was not lighting any fireworks that night.
Your Honor, this deposition...
Just point to the line, Mr. Harrell.
It's not here, Your Honor.
That's right. It sure isn't. Thank you, Bird.
Finish.
Yeah, we're finished. Now, Mr. Harrell, common sense would indicate that if you are accused of a crime, the first thing that you say is, I did not do anything. I did not carry the gun. I did not use a knife. I did not light any fireworks. I did not hit the car.
Right, I understand that.
There was no damage. It was just dust.
Your Honor, I have a witness that was present.
Speak not, sir. I'm not interested in your witness because I'm not quite sure that your witness at this time wants to fall into my mouth. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
If you lie in court, you're supposed to be consistent. Otherwise, you're going to have somebody make a fool out of you.
And later today,
She induced me to accept her to pay these things. She didn't want me to go back to work. She wanted a companion at the time.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Gail Nelson and her daughter Jennifer claim Kevin Harrell is responsible for ruining their car's paint job. The women say Kevin was shooting off fireworks in the direction of their vehicle.
When somebody is filing an answer where he says not guilty, he's saying not guilty because I didn't do it, not guilty because there wasn't any damage. Do we understand each other?
Your Honor, that statement notwithstanding, if you do continue to read my statement in regards to the damage and the conversation interaction I had with the plaintiff, as well as the interaction I had with the police officer came over after we had already gone to Miss Nelson's house. There was 5 of us, all carrying flashlights, along with both of the plaintiffs looking at the car, okay?
We're not at damage, sir. We're at liability.
I understand. Your Honor.
I'm not at the damage part yet, sir.
Understood.
Well, then let's stick to the liability. There are 2 parts to a lawsuit, liability and damage. I don't get to damage until I reach liability. You just skipped right over liability in your answer and went right to damage, which strikes me as being you were liable, but there was no damage. Do we understand each other, Mr. Harrell?
I believe so, Your Honor.
You don't want to just hop in here, do you?
No, ma'am.
Smart girl. Now let me see a picture of the damage to the car, please, and the estimate.
Your Honor, can I see the initial picture that the plaintiff presented to you?
Now, I promised that you could do that, sir, so I'm going to show you that, and I'm also going to show you the police report.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, I'd like to point out one key feature that's missing from this picture, and that would be the fact that at the time of the alleged incident, the car in question was parked directly under this tree, which, as the defendant stated, was in bloom. The damage, so-called damage, was actually droppings from the tree. When we went over, I literally was able to wet my finger and remove it. Miss Nelson, having seen this, said, well, okay, someone needs to come wash my car tomorrow. The host of the party agreed. The following day, she said she changed her mind.
Mr. Harrell, we're not there, sir.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I first have to make a judgment that you were responsible for the fireworks. I believe you were. Now the question is, am I satisfied that the car was damaged? I would like something, them to point out something to me.
Your Honor.
In this paper that they just gave me where it says what's wrong with the car. I'm missing it, and there are 5 pages there, so just find it.
It says that they would have to wet sand and buff the right side of the car, and they would have to polish for the buffing and clean up after the buffing. They gave us the prices of what
So
would have
it's
to be done.
really just having your car Simonized and buffed, is that right?
That is
Yes,
correct.
Mr. Harrell, you're much too old to be playing with fireworks, sir. And if you play with fireworks and if you cause damage to somebody's property, even if it's just annoying damage that requires their car to be Simonized, you're supposed to accept responsibility. If you lie in court, you're supposed to be consistent. So if your story is that you didn't have fireworks in your hand, you're supposed to remember that. You're supposed to remember from the time you file your answer to the time you actually testify. Otherwise, you're going to have somebody make a fool out of you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $205. That's all.
Thank
Parties
you.
are excused. You may step out.
If she needs money that bad, get off welfare, get a job. That's what the rest of us do.
I am not on welfare. I am on permanent Social Security disability.
So I hope she enjoys her $200. Maybe she can get her hair done or, you know, slim fast or something. We'll see.
I said, why would you want to pay court costs? This is a very black and white situation. And he said he thought it was frivolous.
Bottom line is, Miss Nelson wants something for nothing.
And now the next case.
All parties in B. Miller versus Stewart. Step forward, please.
Linda and William B. Miller are suing their former friend, social worker Peggy Stewart, for an unpaid loan. Peggy claims she never borrowed any money.
Mr. and Mrs. Beamler, it is your claim that you made 2 loans to the defendant, totaling in excess of $10,000. These loans were made some 2 years ago. One was a cash loan, well, not a cash loan, but a money loan in the amount of $6,000. And then, according to you, you paid 2 mortgage payments for her in excess of $5,000. Understanding the jurisdictional limitations of this court, you are suing for the maximum here, $5,000. Ms. Stewart says that there was never a loan, that while she did give you some money recently, small amounts, it was not to repay this loan, it was because you fell on some hard times and she was being generous. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So I want you to tell me when you made the $6,000 loan to her and show me proof by way of a check, a money order made out to her for $6,000.
There's a check payment on 10/24/2000 in the amount of $500.
Talking about $6,000.
They were 2 separate.
They're all separate checks, Your Honor.
Let me see.
This goes up.
Totaling $6,000.
Yes.
Over what period of time?
2.
A
3
month?
months.
3 months. You endorsed these checks.
Yes, ma'am.
Those were rate break checks from off of a credit card.
You got what I'm saying to you folks? I want to see proof that you gave her a check that she cashed or a check made out to her. I see checks made out to cash that at some point somebody wrote loan Peggy Stewart in the corner.
Those were on there.
Yes, ma'am. She was given cash in the amount of $6,000, and I can explain why they are the way they are.
You can explain all you like, but if she says you never gave her this money, you don't get it back.
Okay,
Yes.
Your
Good.
Honor.
Explain it.
She needed cash monies. I went to the bank. Peggy went with me. We went to the counter together. I made them out to cash. I made them out to myself. I endorsed them. I deposited them. I withdrew cash, and I handed it to Peggy.
Did you take the cash?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
That is not true, Your Honor.
What was the amount of the 2 mortgage payments?
$24.99. I'm not
Each
sure.
one?
I'm not sure exactly of the amount. They offered to make those payments in exchange for staying in my guest house at the time. We were living communally.
That's a
at
lie,
the
Your
time.
Honor.
That's a
No,
lie,
it's
Your
not.
Honor. And we
They
have
stayed in my guest house because she stated that she was afraid of being alone. They used my utilities. They cooked in my kitchen. They used my food. They wanted to stay with us in our guest
Your
house.
Honor, that's not true.
Just a second. Just a second. That's baloney.
It's not true, Your Honor.
Yeah, he said that. He said it's below.
Quiet! Now, they made almost $6,000 worth of mortgage payments for you. Did you pay them back?
No, Your Honor,
Why not?
because I didn't feel I owed it.
Why
She
not?
asked to pay for expenses. She induced me to accept her to pay these things. She didn't want me to go back to work. She wanted a companion at the time.
Are you serious with me?
Yes. I have documentation showing that she has a social phobia or an anxiety disorder. She
Well,
wanted
she may
to-
have a social phobia and anxiety disorder, madam, but that doesn't mean she's fiscally stupid.
Well,
I mean, she can't prove this loan to me.
yes.
But if they made 2 mortgage payments for you totaling $59.02, and unless you can convince me that that was in lieu of rent or something else because they were staying in your guest house for a couple of months, then you owe them $59.02. Now, I would assume that you initially were going to take this case to a superior court, suing for the entire amount, which you claim is $11,000. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what happened with that lawsuit.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
We dismissed it because we were incurring too much monies continuously because it kept being continued. And it was kind of like,
We were told that
wasting.
we were spending good money chasing bad, that although we had,
How much money did you spend on that lawsuit?
To this date, $3,500.
that is not including the $3,500 that we owe.
So you spent $7,000 to collect 11. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
We never
Yes.
collected anything.
No, to collect it.
Yes, ma'am.
Pay attention.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Stewart, I assume that you were at some point friends. I read that you were co-workers. Is that right?
Yes, we were. We were co-workers.
And you both had sexual harassment claims
She
against your
lied.
employer.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes, she lied, and she was very angry that I refused to testify on her behalf and perjure myself that she was raped by a co-worker whom she worked with and had a consensual relationship.
Listen to me.
Yes.
I would like you to just answer my questions.
Yes, Your Honor.
And how much did you get from this settlement?
I was told I couldn't disclose.
You have a non-disclosure in
Yes,
the...
I do, Your Honor. It was substantially more than...
I mean, it's in your answer. So I don't know who told you you couldn't disclose it. You disclosed it in your answer.
Oh, well,
It was a six-figure number.
yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. You owe them $5,000. My maximum jurisdiction is $5,000. You actually owe them $59.02 for the 2 mortgage payments that they made for you, and that's discounting the $6,000 loan, which they have no proof of. All I can tell you is, folks, if you do make a loan to somebody, don't be a jerk.
Right.
You know, you're supposed to get it in writing. You say, listen, I'd love to give you the money without a writing. Judge Judy Scheindlin says it's foolhardy, even if you're dealing with relatives, to give them money without a writing. That way everybody knows what the parameters are. Do you understand? You especially don't put yourself in a situation where you have checks written out to cash that you cash and want to 2 or 3 years later claim that this was a loan. Do you understand? Fortunately, if you made her mortgage payments and the mortgage checks were made out to her mortgage company, you don't have the same mortgage company, do you?
No.
Okay, that's all. Judge for the plaintiff.
All is excused. You may step out.
I'm just glad to have that malingering frauder out of my life for good.
She got $110,000. A man at work, the same gentleman that raped 2 other women at our job.
She's a liar and a con artist.
We feel we've gotten justice finally. We thank Judge Judy.
I'm just glad to have her out of my life.
Now, it's case number 392 on the calendar in the matter of McLaughlin Browning versus Moreland Cooper.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Okay. According to the complaint, you rented a house from the defendants. You gave them a deposit in order to move in. You moved in. You said the house was in deplorable condition. You want your deposit back. You want hotel stay and punitive damages for filing false charges against you with Child Protective Services. The defendants say that you owe them for rent and something that you stole when you left, right?
Yes.
That's what the case is about. Mm-hmm. Okay. You have children together?
No.
You have children who lived in the house?
Yes.
How many?
2, my daughter Michaela, who's 5 now, and her son Austin, who's 6.
And how long have the 2 of you been together?
We've been together a year.
Okay. Where were you living before you rented the house from the defendants?
Back in January, I bought a house with my ex-wife, and she filed for divorce about 2 or 3 days after we actually signed for the house. So I had to move out by March 1st so I could get into a house with Rachel, because I knew Rachel from high school. So
I mean, are you a couple, or are you just sharing a house?
we're a couple.
Go ahead.
We actually got married January 4th of this year.
Okay, so you had to get out fast of your living situation. Did you answer an ad for the defendant's house?
No, we actually were driving around trying to find something. We knew I don't have great credit.
Listen, you drove around. Was there a for rent sign?
Yeah, there was a front race sign.
And you
in the
called?
Front. I called the number.
In what month?
Middle of March. We called about the first 2 weeks of March. and she told me that they had a house for rent, that they had to fix it up a little bit, and that we could look at it the next day. When we met them the next day, I looked at it.
And?
It was pretty bad. They had like 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3 couches in the living room with a bunch of tables, and it was just everywhere. There was stuff everywhere, every room. And he said he'd have it done by the 1st of April, and then he told us the deposit was $1,850, which was the first month's rent, which is $950 plus $900, and he'll have everything done by the 1st. And I told him that I have a 401k check coming in, my thing from work, and it was $1,300, and then I was going to borrow the money from my grandparents and my mom.
Listen, that's a little too much information for me. You saw the house. It was in deplorable condition. You said you wanted the house as of when?
As of April 1st.
Did you sign a lease?
We did sign a lease. And,
I'd like to see it.
This is the original copy of it.
Signed a lease that provided that you were going to move in on April the 3rd for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you move in on April the 3rd?
No, he kept saying he had no electricity, he had no water in the house, so we turned on the electricity at the end of March so he could get the paint done in my name. And he had no water in the house, and he owed $300 or $400 for the water. So he had to pay that off so he could get the water running, and then he never had anybody come up there to fix it.
Listen to me. When did you move in?
May 3rd.
You moved in a month late.
A month late. My parents came up from New York, and
I don't care if your parents came up from New York, sir. I have some specific questions. May 3rd you moved in, right?
Yes.
And you gave them the money when?
April 10th, because I gave him $900 before April 3rd, and then we gave him the rest of the money when my parents came up, and I got pictures of the house the way it looked before he actually fixed it.
I don't care what it looked like before he fixed it.
Okay.
That's irrelevant to me. And when did you move out of the house?
The first week of September, because he had our deposit and I was going through divorce. I had a lot of bills I had to pay.
I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to give him first and last.
I got him deposit and first month's rent.
So the deposit was for any damage that might be done and first month's rent.
Yes.
So you owed him?
Yes.
Did you pay him?
No.
Why not?
He never came to fix our house. My daughter's room had no carpet.
Just a second. Was there carpet before you moved in?
No. Not my daughter's room.
Is there anything in the lease that provides that he has to provide for carpet?
It has to be livable. That's
No. Not everybody likes carpet, sir. Is there anything in this lease that provides that he has to provide carpet?
I'm pretty sure it does say something. And
Show me. I don't want to have to read the whole thing. Take a look. Show me where it says that your daughter's room has to be carpeted.
It says something about the conditions of the premises, including all grounds and buildings and improvements, unless they...
Listen to me. The word carpet.
I don't see carpet in here.
So the lease does not provide for carpet?
No.
Okay, so you didn't pay him for June. Your daughter's room had no carpet.
And her son's room had really old carpet. He said he was going to change in there. It was like shag carpet, and the whole house was completely destroyed.
Listen to me. You moved into it.
Yes.
If it wasn't ready, don't move in. So you moved in, and you didn't pay June's rent.
Yes.
Did you pay July's rent?
No. We had no...
Okay. Don't go there, sir.
Sorry.
I don't want to hear, you're fetching and complaining. You moved your family in, and as soon as you moved in, you stopped paying rent. Because that's what happened. I mean, that's the objective data.
Yeah.
You moved in, and you stopped paying rent. No June, no July, no August.
Yes.
And what were you doing with the rent money?
I was putting it toward my bills that I had from my divorce. I had a car that was 2 months behind, and like that, and we had a problem with her insurance and stuff at work. But the house was not livable. My dad.
Listen to me. If the house isn't livable, you move out. If it's not livable, you don't move in, and if it's not livable, you move out. You don't scam the landlord by moving in and saying, "Now I'm here. Now you can't get me out."
But I had nowhere to live.
That's not his problem. Is he related to you by blood?
No.
Who cares if you have nowhere to live? Go live with a relative. Go live with your mother. Go live with your father. Go live with your sister. Go live with your brother. But don't move into a stranger's house and say, "No, I'm not going to pay rent because I got bills for my divorce."
I mean, we gave him $1,800 for the month. He never came and fixed it.
Just a second.
Okay.
I gave you credit for May's rent because he wouldn't have let you move in unless you gave him the 2 months.
Yeah.
Right? So you gave him the 2 months and then you stopped paying him. Outrageous. I mean, you're a squatter. And it's an old scam. You got yourself in, you move yourself in, you say, "Listen, it's going to take the courts 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get me out." By that time, they're just going to be so happy to get rid of me that they'll just say, "Go, forget it." And then you move on to some other unsuspecting landlord. Outrageous. You get me?
I get you.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
And you responded because you got a call.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. David McLaughlin and Rachel Browning say former landlords Michael Moreland and Janae Cooper owe for the return of a deposit and for false charges made to police. The defendants are countersuing for rent.
If you don't like an apartment, if you don't like a house, you don't move in. Does that sound right to you? You're the police officer, is that right?
Sounds right, Judge.
Right? Nobody's twisting your arm. You don't like the shag carpet? Don't move in. Doesn't mean that much to you. You move in. You want carpet in your daughter's room? Go to Home Depot. Now, the second part of your complaint is that they called Child Protective Services on you.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, we never called Child Protective Services.
Just a second.
They called the police.
Can I ask quite the question, please? Did they call Child Protective Services?
The police did. Once the police came out.
So they called the police?
Yes.
Mr. Moreland?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you call the police?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me why. What month did you call the police?
August or June, somewhere around there.
Well, August and June are 2 different months. Officer,
I'm not sure, Your
Officer,
Honor.
could you stand up, please?
Yes, Judge.
Could you move over there? I know you're not a plaintiff's witness,
Certainly.
but you responded to the location where Mr. McLaughlin and Miss Browning were living.
Yes, I did.
You remember when that was, sir?
It was on June 25th.
And you responded because you got a call about what, sir?
We had a complaint on some photographs containing images of the adults with their children in pornographic poses.
And when you responded to the location, did you find anything?
No, ma'am, we did not. Not anything that related to the complaint.
Okay. Can you describe what you saw when you got to the premises?
When I arrived at the premises, I went inside the residence. The residence was in a messy state. There were boxes every place. It appeared as if somebody was moving out. Some trash, not anything that would be deplorable to live in, but it just appeared to be unorganized and a lot of boxes and packing going on.
But you found nothing untoward?
No.
Were you responsible for calling Child Protective Services?
No, ma'am.
Do you know who did?
More than likely, any reports that we take involving children in a case such as this gets forwarded to CPS automatically.
Okay. Anything else you want to tell me, sir?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. You can have a seat. Okay. What made either one of you believe that there were photographs in there involving children?
There was, Your Honor. I haven't heard from McLaughlin for several months, and he didn't pay me for about 5 months, and he changed the locks on the premises, which on the lease it states here that if you don't pay rent or if you change the locks, I have the right to enter the premises.
Okay.
So I entered the home, and I see in the living room there's mattresses laying on the floor, 5 to 7 digital cameras laying around.
Did you,
Pictures.
Sir, officer, one more thing. When you went into the premises, did you see any mattresses on the floor?
Ma'am, I don't recall if there are any mattresses on the floor. I do remember the complaint of the video cameras. Mr. Moreland believed that there was some type of filming possibly going on involving the children in their rooms. When I responded, I checked on that complaint. I looked at the cameras that were there.
Cameras, so still cameras, movie cameras?
There are several different kinds. Still cameras, some video recorders, camcorders, but nothing.
How many would you say?
Approximately 5 to 7, but they were in broken states. They didn't work. They were not set up on stands. I didn't see any evidence of any type of recording.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you take pictures of what you saw?
Yes, Your Honor, right next to the child's bed. There was an open box of two open boxes, and he also had plenty of time before the police entered the property to dispose of what I seen.
Don't tell me, that's supposition.
No, that's not carpet. If I like to add some.
Shh. These were taken the day that you called the police? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. Officer, would you step up, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Would this be a fair and accurate representation of the condition of the house when you saw it?
Yes, that does appear to be taken in June.
Thank you. Mr. Moreland was perfectly right to pick up the phone and call the police and have them come to at least look into what was going on in that house. You moved in, according to you, on May the 3rd. This house looks like a disaster area, an absolute disaster area. And I'm not even addressing the pornographic material that's there, which, by the way, you acknowledge that you had in the house, but you say it was, in fact, put away so that the children couldn't reach it. Well, somebody reached it. It may have even been Mr. Moreland, but somebody reached it. I'm not even addressing the pornographic stuff that involved what appeared to be young children, which is weird. The condition of the house would lead a normal person to believe that something wasn't right there. So he had an absolute right to call the police, and the police had an absolute responsibility to call Child Protective Services. So your complaint is dismissed. Now let's get to your counterclaim. You're suing for the rent for the time that they lived there. Rent was how much a month?
$9.50.
When did they move out?
They actually moved out in October. They did not move out in June.
June, July, August, September, October. 5 months. $4,750. Listen, they're scammers.
I know you are.
Period. Squatters and scammers. And based upon the photographs that I saw, not very responsible parents either. Now, you don't mind my not going into this grill that they allegedly took? I don't care about a grill. They owe you for rent. And how much did it cost you, Mr. Moreland and Miss Cooper, to get them out? Or did they just move?
They eventually just moved, but trying to fix up the house after they left, we had to end up filing a bankruptcy because of the mortgage and everything else wasn't paid. And that cost us $4,200 just to file that.
So you see, when you have a problem with your ex-wife and bills that built up during the divorce, and you go to scam somebody else, what happens is they get hurt. It's a trickle-down effect, because they didn't have money to pay the mortgage, because you didn't pay the rent, and you refused to move out of the house. Perfect strangers had trouble. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, both of you. And I certainly think Child Protective Services should give another look to where you're living now. Where are you living now?
Decatur Township.
You know where that is, sir?
I do, ma'am.
Good. Judgment for the defendant on the counterclaim in the amount of $4,700. Claim is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was so fed up with them.
Just broke in our house, went through everything.
And it made me sick to my stomach that someone like that lived in my neighborhood.
You're just trying to get us kicked out as soon as you can so you can scam someone else, so.
I really hope CPS looks into it further.
If he don't stop, I would love to smack his...
Thanks a lot, Judge Judy, for listening to us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Harris versus Bianco. Step forward.
Christopher Harris and his son, 13-year-old Darwan Pallone, are suing 13-year-old Dre Collins and his mother, Stephanie Bianco, for the cost of a windshield. Darwan claims Dre was dancing on top of the car.
Mr. Harris, when I walked out into the courtroom and I saw the people who were here, I had to smile. Because when you submit your complaint and your answer to the court, sometimes we see a mental image of what the people in the case look like. And I pictured very little boys, you know, who were playing around in the backyard and decided to jump up on somebody's car and do a dance, you know. Right. Because that's what this case is about. You claim that this young man jumped on the hood or the roof of your car doing a stupid dance and cracked the windshield. Right. Right? Your defense is you're not sure he's responsible for the windshield being cracked, even though he admits that he was dancing on the car, right? Yeah. So that's why I'm sort of apologizing to you, because I had this mental image that I was going to come out here, Mr. Harris, and yell at you and say, listen, these little kids, you know, 3, 4 years old, jumping on the top of a car, you should have been there to supervise them. And then I come out and I see this person who looks like he's old enough to be in the military. Right? Bigger than his mother. And I say to myself, what would prompt somebody of your size and girth to jump up on top of somebody else's car and dance? Speak!
I don't know. We were just having fun, messing around.
I'm not interested in what was in anybody else's mind, sir. I want to know what was in your alleged mind.
No. We're just having fun.
So you were having fun?
Yeah.
Try yes.
Yes.
Who was this?
Stepdad.
Does he have a car?
Yes.
When was the last time you had fun on his car?
Never.
Never. I wouldn't have fun on his car. Let me ask you a question, sir. Could you stand up for a moment, please? Your last name is?
Elmore.
What would be his last living act if you found him doing a wee-wee dance on the hood of your car?
Oh, wow, he'd be beat to a post.
That's why you didn't dance on his car.
Yeah.
And you know, your mother's a lot shorter than you are, right? She probably weighs a little less than you do. You wouldn't jump on her car and do a little dance to make you happy, would you?
No.
Because as big as you are and as little as she is, she'll kill you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Damaging other people's property isn't having fun. So his windshield on his car was cracked, and whether you did it or one of your idiot friends did it, I don't care. You pay for it. You got it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Can I see a bill for the windshield, please? How many other idiots were on the roof dancing?
One. Just me.
One
Myself.
other.
One other, yeah.
One other?
Idiot.
Who was the other idiot?
Marcel.
Who's Marcel?
No. Sorry about that. Hey, I was not standing. I'm sorry about
Listen.
that.
You know what you should, first of all, you would have been able to contain yourself if your shirt was tucked in.
I'm sorry.
Good. Now you can stand up quietly, orderly. Aren't you sorry you didn't tuck your shirt in? No, you didn't. Don't do it now. Were you dancing on the roof?
No.
Good. Sit down. He's too thin to break the windshield on the car. You owe him an apology.
Sorry.
$199 judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you very much.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I feel like he was on the car and the windshield possibly could have gotten cracked.
You don't teach your kids at home that you're not supposed to jump on other people's property as opposed to doing it to your own property.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Is that your dog?
Yes, it is.
Is that the same dog that you claimed in your complaint that he stole?
Yes, it is.
Well, when'd you get it back?
Friday evening, I found her half a mile from my home. She's been missing since December 18th.
So you found her? Great.
She reappeared on Friday evening.
Good, because according to your complaint, you claim that he said, unless you come home right away, I'm going to steal your dog. You came home the next day, your dog was gone, and some property missing. Did you take her dog?
No.
Do you know what happened to her dog?
She left the gate open.
You think that's what happened?
Yep, and ran out.
Well, but now you got the dog back. Perfect. So what else do we have to talk about today?
Some missing property that Daniel took from me.
What?
He took my CD player, he took my son's electric guitar, and when he threatened to take the dog, he broke my 27-inch TV and my goddess statue and cash.
I did none of that. Her son broke the TV when she was
Put
gone.
your hands down. Put your hands down. CD player.
No, I don't know nothing about that.
Guitar.
One of her son's friends took it, I believe.
What makes you think, Miss Almonte, that he took the guitar?
He was the only one in my home at the time it disappeared. My son went to school at 6:30 in the morning. Daniel was up early. I got up at 8. The guitar was gone.
And that's the only proof that you have?
Yeah.
What else?
My son saw him bag the dog and take it away.
Well, where's your son?
He admitted that he stole my cash to a police officer.
Let me see. You have a police report?
They didn't file a police report. They just took the complaint, and they were supposed to arrest him. They let him go.
Miss Almonte.
He returned $46.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, who did he return the money to?
Officer returned $46
Is that right,
to give
sir?
to me.
Did you speak to a police officer, Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah, oh.
But you take your hands out of your pockets. Did you speak to a police officer?
Oh, yes, yes.
Now, Mr. Dickerson, don't fiddle around with me, sir. I have limited patience. Do you understand?
Yes.
The dog is now back with her.
Yes.
You took some cash from her house? Look at me. Just answer the question.
Yes.
When did you take the cash and how much?
It was $60, December 15th, maybe.
Could it have been the 17th?
Maybe the 17th.
Good. Now, where did you get the cash from, Mr. Dickerson?
I was on the floor in her bedroom.
Were you living there at the time?
No, I was just staying there.
Were you living there at the time?
No.
So somehow you got into her bedroom and the cash was on the floor. Is that right?
No, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and I stayed the night, and the money was on the floor.
Is that right?
No, it was in my purse, and I asked him to leave, and it was
Just a second.
missing.
Had he spent the night with your permission?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is correct.
Yes.
So you took $60 from the floor.
Yes, it was.
Why did you take the $60 from the floor?
Because I didn't know whose it was, and so I...
Mr. Dickerson, I don't want you to say anything that makes you appear to be foolish. And if you tell me something that's not true, I guarantee you, Mr. Dickerson, I will make you appear very foolish. Do you understand?
Yes.
So let's get to the truth of it. Let's put an end to it, and let's move on.
Okay.
We understand each other?
Yes.
Very good. So let's go back. December 17th.
Okay.
You found money on the floor in her bedroom, correct?
Correct.
You didn't know who it belonged to.
No, ma'am.
You thought it belonged to the tooth fairy. Is that right?
Yes.
So you took it.
Yes.
Now, on what date did police officer speak to you?
He came that night to my house.
which is a different house from where the money was.
Yes.
And what did you say when he came to your house?
He asked me if I had the money. I said yes. He goes, can you give it back? I said, sure.
And how much did you give back to Officer?
The $60, I believe.
No, you didn't. You gave back only part of it. You spent some of it.
I believe. I can't recall.
Think hard.
I think it was maybe $57 I gave back.
So you spent some of it?
Maybe $3 of it, yes.
Okay. Now, is that the same day as your dog was missing?
She disappeared December 18th, early that morning.
On the 18th. And when did the guitar come up missing?
2 weeks prior.
The guitar was missing 2 weeks before that, Miss Alamani, and then you tell me that on December 17th he slept at your house with your permission? With you. Is that right?
No, he was there alone. He was there with I was not home.
I thought you told me that he was there with your permission on the 17th.
That was December 11th when he stole the cash.
Was
It's December 11th that he admitted to stealing the cash. The dog was December 17th. He threatened and missing December 18th.
Oh. So it was the 11th that you took the cash, and that's when he was staying there with you?
Yes.
Now, when was the guitars taken?
In that period, right around there. I'm not sure the exact date. I just know between 6:30 and 8 a.m.
Was it taken the time the cash was taken, or was it taken the time the dog was taken?
The time the cash was taken, around that time.
That was December 11th?
Yes, that's when the call was made to the police.
When you told Officer about the cash, did you also tell him about the CD and the guitar?
Yes.
Did you tell him that they were all taken at the same time, or were they taken at different times?
I was reported him missing. I don't think he asked me when.
But the CD and the guitar were taken before the cash was taken?
The CD was later. The CD player?
Yeah.
Later.
Later? What makes you think he took it?
My sons told me that he broke it. He was in my house without my permission. I took it to get it repaired. He took it from that person they told me. He and his
That's all
girlfriend picked it
hearsay,
up.
Miss Alamani. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the cash he returned?
Part of it.
Part of it, except for $3. According to him, it's probably a little bit more. And the dog you got back, is that right?
I found her Friday afternoon.
Great. All right, she in good shape?
She's had puppies.
She's had puppies? Gee, that's interesting. Was she pregnant when she was taken?
She was in heat. I wasn't going to breed her till she was 2 years old if I wait till she's fully developed.
You know where these puppies are?
I have no idea.
Do you know where the puppies are, sir?
I have no idea.
Mr. Dickerson, have you been leaving the plaintiff alone?
Yes.
You have a restraining order against you?
Yes. She keeps on calling me.
Really?
Yes. I got a tape right here.
What does she call you for, sir?
I have no idea. I don't return her calls.
Well, what does she say on the tape?
Will you please call me back? She gives me the phone number and all that. And
What do you call him for?
I called him about if he's appearing on the court, and if he got his papers, he was served.
How many times did she call you, sir?
about 8 times.
Was it after you were served with papers?
Before. She's called me way before the court case was even, before she even filed for the case, she kept on calling me.
But that was after her dog was taken?
I believe so. When she got the restraining order on me when we went to court.
When did you get the restraining order?
The permanent 3 years, January 21st, but the temporary was filed, granted January 8th.
Can I see those papers, please?
Yes.
Mr. Dickerson, have you ever been incarcerated, sir?
Yes.
When was the last time you were incarcerated?
About 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
For what?
Fighting.
Prior to that?
It was for being in a stolen car with a friend that he had keys to. I didn't know it was stolen.
So you were a passenger in a stolen car?
Yeah.
According to this, 2 birds were killed. What kind of birds were killed?
Parakeets, I paid $20 each for them.
What do you mean they were killed?
I kicked him out one night in December around this time, and the first bird disappeared, and there was feathers all over the place. I heard the cage crash. There was 4 birds, 2 females, 2 males. The day before the final restraining order, someone broke into my house, cut my other bird's head off, and flattened my tire.
You didn't have anything to do with that, did you?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Dickerson?
No, ma'am.
How long were you the plaintiff's boyfriend?
2.5 months, 3 months.
Prior to that, did you have a girlfriend?
No.
Have you ever been married?
No.
What did you have to hesitate for?
Well, was planning because I was in the service and I was planning on getting married, but we never did.
She doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Courts take domestic violence and stalking very seriously, sir.
Well, I got tapes that she keeps on calling me.
You mean she keeps calling you, inviting you over?
Just wants me to call her for some reason. I have no idea.
Maybe she wants her dog back, sir.
I don't know. I didn't take the dogs.
Let me hear. Yes, you did.
10th, February 17th at 9:39 p.m. Yeah, this message is for Danny. I need you to call me back. 10th, February 24th at 4:46 p.m. Hey, Danny. It's Tracy. Why don't you give me a call at your earliest convenience? Thanks. 10th, February 25th at 7:17 p.m. Hey, Danny, it's Tracy. If you want to call me back, you can try me at 21:44. Bye.
That was it.
That's 3 calls.
That's all I have. I recorded.
Why did you call him those 3 times, Tracy?
I was calling about the dog and also to see if he's appearing on the court.
I want you to listen to me very carefully. February 17th was 2 months after your dog turned up missing. Is that right?
Yeah.
So that's not the reason for your telephone call. You called him on the 17th, the 24th, and the 25th. The reason you say is because you want to know if he was coming to court. You cannot send mixed signals. Do you understand? From what I read in these reports, if what you say here is true, he's psychotic. Anybody who comes into your house, kills your animals, because that's what you said he did, right? He came into your house, he cut the head off your bird, right? That's psychotic. That is psychotic behavior. You don't have lapses where you say, well, maybe it wasn't him, maybe he's not so bad, I'll call him. Do you understand?
Yeah, I'm not.
If you have a restraining order, that means he's not supposed to have any contact with you. You don't initiate any contact with him. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today...
There's a difference between a shirt, sir, and a $400-some-odd CD player, don't you think?
No.
You don't?
A gift is a gift.
Really? Not if I don't find it's a gift, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tracy Almamani says ex-boyfriend Daniel Dickerson is a stalker. She claims Daniel chopped off the head of her pet bird.
If what you say in here is true, you don't want to have anything to do with him. The main thrust of your complaint was the dog, which has been resolved.
Yes.
Stay away from him. Don't call him. Don't contact him. Do you understand? Because if this is true,
I won't
he's
contact him.
mentally ill. If it's not true, then he's not. But if it's true, he really has to get help because he's very sick. You understand that, sir?
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
You understand that anybody who would take out their anger and frustration by cutting the head off of a bird is a very sick person. You do understand.
I don't know who would do that. Such thing.
I don't know who would do that either. Somebody who's very sick and requires help,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And if that person didn't get help, that person would be a #1 jerk. Is that right?
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much. Your case is dismissed because you got your dog back. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I like the outcome.
I'm happy that I got my dog back.
Because she keeps on calling me.
I don't want to be a part of his life. I will not call him ever again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Peterson versus Parker. Step forward, please.
22-year-old student Lauren Peterson is suing her former lover, 24-year-old insurance adjuster Christopher Parker, for an unpaid loan to buy a CD player. Christopher claims it was a graduation present.
Miss Peterson, you claim that the defendant owes you for a loan, it's about a year old, for a CD player for his car. You and the defendant know each other for a long time from college, but only briefly dated, according to you.
Yes.
Mr. Parker says you did, in fact, put the CD player that he wanted for his car on your credit card, but that it was a graduation present. That's your defense. Is that right, sir? How long did you date Miss Peterson, Mr. Parker?
Somewhere around 6 weeks. Not very long.
From when to when?
I want to say right before Christmas until probably a little after January.
And you graduated from college at that time, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
And tell me about this gift that she purchased for you. When did she purchase it? Where were you? How did she know you wanted it?
She purchased it, I guess, during January. It's been a while. I don't quite remember.
If you don't remember, then I'm going to have to ask her.
Okay.
He asked me to borrow it the last week in January, asked me to borrow money for the CD player. He actually ordered it himself online and used my credit card number.
Where was he when he purchased it? At your house or at his house?
At his house. We never lived together.
So were you at his house when he...
No, ma'am. I was in college, which is an hour away from...
So he called you on the phone?
Yes.
Tell me about the conversation.
He had been looking at CD players to put in his newly purchased car, and he found one that he liked, which had a limited availability. So he was talking about it for a day or two, and then he asked me if he could borrow the money. And I said, because he asked me if he could borrow the money, that was the only reason I was loaning him the money, and I would expect repayment when he got a job.
Go ahead.
It did happen like that, except for I didn't ask to borrow it. She said since I had graduated, she'd go ahead and pay for it.
Well, just a second. You called her at her house?
Well, we were talking on the phone, and I was telling her what I'd found.
Well, tell me about the conversation now that you remember it better.
What do you mean? Oh,
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean?
we were talking on the telephone, and because I had DSL, so I had the internet connection already. So I was telling her what I had found on there, and she said go ahead and order it. She'd pay for it.
You're talking to her on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and you're playing with your computer at the same time,
That's correct.
right? I hate when people do that. So you're talking to her on the phone, and you're playing with your computer, and you found this CD player that you wanted for your car. While you're talking to her on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
you said, I found the CD player that I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to buy it for me as a gift? I mean, how did that, I really want
You know
to
how it came about? Because, like she said, there was limited availability, and at the current time, I didn't have a job, so she offered to buy it.
Tell me, don't say she offered to buy it, because that's not what people usually say to each other. I'm offering to buy this to you.
Well, she just said that she would pay for it.
And?
So I said, okay.
How much after that did you stop seeing each other?
I don't recall.
I do.
Go ahead.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
February 13th.
And what happened to your relationship with Miss Peterson within 2 weeks of purchasing this CD player?
I just decided that I didn't want to see her anymore, and so I broke up with her, told her I didn't want to talk to her, and she kept harassing me.
Well, first of all, Miss Peterson, let's start with this. I don't know what you see in him, or what you saw in him. Whatever it is, I don't see it. Let's start from that. Right, and maybe my eyes are getting old, but I don't see it. Visually, I don't see it. Now, maybe there's a character thing there or something else. Animal sensuality, I don't see that either. So maybe we're talking character.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I certainly don't see good character, because if within 2 weeks he decides that he doesn't want to see you anymore, the nice thing would be to pay her back for the CD player. Wouldn't that be the nice thing?
Well, she also bought this shirt.
Mr. Peterson,
Do I need to pay her back
wouldn't
for
that be the nice thing? There's a difference between a shirt, sir, and a $400-some-odd CD player, don't you think?
No.
You don't?
A gift is a gift.
Really? Not if I don't find it's a gift, sir. Because according to you, when we started this case, you said, I don't actually remember. Well, Miss Peterson remembered very clearly. Miss Peterson said she remembered that you said, I found this thing. It's got limited availability. If I want it, I have to have it now. I don't have the money. Can you advance me the money? I need your credit card number. And I find that you made an agreement to pay her back. That's what I find. How much does he owe you?
Well, this is the total inclusive is $351.46, but he owes me other items.
What?
That several CDs of mine, an Ethernet cable, and negatives to photographs.
Your case has to do with a CD player,
Right.
not a kitchen sink.
Okay.
Not everything under the sun. $351.46.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay that amount in one lump sum?
Yes, ma'am.
So that you didn't have any finance charges, is that right?
No.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $351.46. Ms. Peterson, be smart. Don't give anybody, ever, your credit card.
I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, nobody. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm glad the way it turned out. Justice was served.
I don't feel they're fair. She purchased a gift. A gift is a gift. I shouldn't have to repay a gift.
Look at who you trust.
I guess don't take CD players from people.
Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Briefly, Ms. Betancourt, your case involves one of your dogs.
Yes.
You had 2 dogs. You decided you wanted to have the dogs photographed. You went to the defendant's establishment to photograph your dogs. according to you, he was negligent, and due to his negligence, your dog ran out of the establishment, was hit by a car, took off, and disappeared. You've never seen the dog since. You want to be reimbursed a substantial amount of money because you say that as a result of his actions, you not only lost a dear friend and a companion, but the dog suffered substantially, you are sure, after being hit by the car. Right?
Yes.
What kind of dog was the dog that disappeared?
A Doberman.
How old?
3.5 years old.
And the other dog that you have?
A Doberman also.
How old is the other dog?
At the time, she was 9 months.
And you went to have the photographs taken, and you took with you your trainer.
Yes.
Is this trainer?
Yes.
Why did you take the trainer with you?
Well, he was only a friend that day, Your Honor. I mean, I took him as a friend.
Was he your dog's trainer?
Not Zoe's, no.
He was the puppy's trainer?
Yes, Your Honor.
So he's a dog trainer?
Yes.
How long had he been training your other dog?
About 6 months.
Had he ever trained Zoe?
No, ma'am.
Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
John LeBlanc.
Mr. LeBlanc, what contact did you have over the last 6 months before this incident with Zoe?
None.
Had you ever seen the dog?
I met it once.
When?
I showed up at her house, and basically the dog just ran around me, and it was nervous, submissive.
Nervous and submissive?
Yes.
Did you ever have discussions with Miss Betancourt about Zoe?
No.
Did you ever ask her why she didn't want you to train Zoe as well?
No.
Never spoke to her about it?
Nope.
Okay. When she was planning to take the dogs to be photographed, why did you accompany them?
She asked me.
When did she ask you?
Probably 2 weeks later.
2 weeks before?
Yes.
2 weeks before you were supposed to take the photographs is when she asked you to go with her?
Yes.
Had you ever been with Miss Betancourt on any other social outings?
No.
Have you ever had coffee with her outside of taking care of the dogs?
No.
Taken her to a movie, gone to a movie
No.
with her? Strictly business?
Yeah.
You were not her friend. It was a business relationship.
Yes.
Good. Have a seat. So you went with your trainer.
Yes.
What happened when you arrived at this establishment?
Okay, we went into the store, and we went to the back of the room, because that's where they were doing the pictures. It was a pet supply company. And Mr. Kane goes there to do photography for dogs.
Okay.
And we went to the back of the store, and we noticed that it was an open area. There was no barriers. And I knew my dog was nervous, and, he was asked by John twice, to leave her on the leash. The first thing he said to me was, well, the leash wouldn't look good in the picture. So I said, well, I'd rather have her on the leash. So then we were talking some more, and he said for 8 years, without incidents, he's been taking pictures. And then either he or his assistant walked up to the dog and took her off the leash and handed the leash to me.
Did you at that point, Ms. Betancourt, say, no, I want to put the leash back on the dog?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
So you're standing there holding the leash?
Yes.
And you accepted the fact that he was taking pictures with the dog without a leash?
Well, I was accepting it only because now I had to trust him, because he said he never had an incident.
Go ahead.
So they started taking the pictures. They got 2 pictures, and then they wanted to have the younger dog moved closer. I have a picture that he did take of the dog. They wanted the black one moved over closer to the other one, and when we went to do that, the other one fell off the back of the table she was on. And she was scared, so she ran to the front of the store, and they have the automatic doors there. And as soon as you step in front of it, they open. So she got out onto 114, which is in Peabody, Mass., and she ran up a little bit by a car company, and in the meantime, all the employees ran out after her. I went into the parking lot just at that point because I had hurt my knee previously and I couldn't chase her. So I came back in the store when I saw she had gone further up the road than I thought she would. I came back in to get John, and I said she ran out into 114. So he asked Mr. Kane and his assistant, please hold the other dog on the leash, while he went looking for the dog. And I went back out into the parking lot, but stood there. And then somebody was yelling that she was on her way back. So she was coming back, and the traffic was stopped. It's a high area for traffic. And I saw her head above the traffic, and I had called her once because it was stopped. And then I just kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to call her. And then, The traffic started going again because the lights changed to green, and she got hit by a car right in front of me once. And she was thrown to the pavement, but she ran around this fencing and ran further up 114, where it was confirmed by 2 other people that she was hit in front of another pet store.
And you never saw her again?
Never saw her again. Went looking for her, put ads in the paper. I called dog control officers all the time, the police in that area, the shelters. I handed out flyers to the different businesses up there, and no one ever gave me a call back.
Ask for the picture, please. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Which one?
The beige one, the fawn one.
What's with the ears?
That one never stood up. I had gotten her when she was 6 months old, and, you know, it wouldn't stand up.
I don't forget what kind of dog I had. Were you supposed to stand up and one of them never stood up?
Well, these you have to tape all the time.
Okay. Mr. Kane, I'll hear you, sir.
Mrs. Betancourt's original complaint against me was that she had asked me twice to keep the dog in question on leash, but not only weren't we asked twice to keep the dog on leash, we weren't even asked once to keep the dog on leash, because if we had, we would have complied with that request. We've been in business for what's now 9 years. We have policies and procedures for just about every eventuality that can occur when photographing dogs. And one of them is requests to keep a dog on leash. And that policy is that when we're asked to keep a dog on leash, we will remind the owner that a leash will be trailing out of the resulting photographs. And if that's okay with the owner or whoever brought the dog in, we'll proceed to photograph the dog on leash. We don't care as long as we have a chance of selling the picture. That exchange simply did not happen in this case.
Well, I would say probably, Mr. Kane, something like this happened. Perhaps the dog was on the leash, and perhaps she left the dog on the leash when the dog was placed on the table, purposely. And perhaps you had a conversation with her and you said, look, the leash is going to show. In my 8 years' experience, I've never had any trouble with a dog jumping. Just listen to me, Mr. Kane. I've never had a dog jumping off the table. I've never had an incident, and it is going to show. And Ms. Betancourt acquiesced by accepting the leash and holding it. Ms. Betancourt.
Yes, ma'am.
This incident is not his fault. It's easy to blame somebody else. When you said in your papers and you told me that you walked into a store that I'm sure you've visited many times before.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that you were not surprised to see that this store, which has no other enclosed areas, is an open store. And he's set up in the back. If as a dog owner, and you know your dogs better than anybody else, certainly more than the defendant who's never met your dogs, if you know that one of your dogs is skittish, which I assume you did because that's why you brought the trainer. He did not come as a friend because he was not your friend. He was your trainer. If you knew one of your dogs was skittish and you look at this open area and you say, I don't think that this is a good idea for me, you take your dogs and you leave. And you can go have your dogs photographed in a studio, in a little studio with a closed door. You chose not to do that. And assuming your story is correct, that Mr. Kane gave you the leash to hold before he started to take photographs, you and or your trainer could have said to him, we're not taking these photographs unless the leash is on the dog, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
As a matter of fact, according to you, he took several photographs before anything happened with the dogs, right?
Two poses.
Took 2 poses and got one beautiful shot of the dogs.
Yes.
So at that point, you're holding the leash and you're not upset.
Well, at the time, after he gave me the leash, I put it on the floor because I was standing on the side of Zoe.
Well, that's a good thing. But you could have said to him at that point, I don't care if the leash is showing in the picture. That's not the important thing. The important thing is the safety of my dogs.
I did say that to him once.
No, then you put the leash on your dog and leave. If he refuses to take the photograph, which you would not have done, you put the leash back on your dog and you say, I'm the dog owner. I know my dog. I don't want to take any chances. That's what you do. The fact that the dog became spooked by falling off, running out, electric doors opened up, The proximate cause of that was the fact that the dog was unleashed. So, Ms. Betancourt, sometimes when an incident like this, tragic incident like this happens, it's easy to blame somebody else.
Your Honor, I'm not trying to blame him. It's what happened.
Yeah, but
I just feel he was negligent for me because, you know, he wouldn't leave the dog on the leash. I wanted
That's
her
not
on the
true.
leash.
That's not true that he wouldn't leave the dog on the leash. You had a choice. It was your choice as the dog owner.
Yes, but he came up to the dog and took the leash off and handed it to me.
There was no objection when the leashes were taken off.
He took the leash on the dog, he handed it to you. Did you go back and put the leash back on the dog and say, I want the leash on the dog?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
That's easy. That's your fault. It's not his fault.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Judith Betancourt says pet photographer Bill Kane's negligence led to her dog being hit and killed by a car.
You're suing Mr. Kane, and you think his negligence is worth thousands of dollars.
Well, I went through a lot of pain and suffering
Because
because I lost my dog.
Just because you lost your dog, would you blame somebody who hit the dog with their car under those circumstances?
If they hit the dog, yes.
No.
Well, see...
No. If they'd hit the dog purposely, yes, but if the dog is running out in the street, if it's a choice between swerving off into oncoming traffic or hitting the dog, you have a choice. Either you kill yourself, your child who's sitting next to you, somebody else in the car. As a matter of fact, if there was an accident, it would be your fault.
That's why I wanted her on the leash, because there is a leash law in Peabody, too.
Then you should have kept the dog on the leash, Miss Betancourt. You're not following me.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. Then it's your fault. You don't get money from him. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This was a very unfortunate accident that happened, but that's exactly what it was, an accident.
I feel he was partly responsible because I did ask him to keep the dog on the leash. And I lost a dog, not him.
And now the next case.
All parties on Norton versus Osley. Step forward, please.
40-year-old homemaker Diane Norton is suing 41-year-old human resource specialist Pamela Osley. Diane says Pamela ran over her 6-year-old daughter's bicycle.
Miss Osley, as far as I can piece together, which is not very hard in this case, you went to someone's house to retrieve your granddaughter.
Yes.
Person whose house it was is the daycare provider for your granddaughter.
Her backup daycare, yes.
And when you pulled up into the driveway, there were some other children playing in the driveway. And one of those children, who had a bike, was this little girl right over here. Right? Tell me your name.
Caitlin.
Caitlin. You picked up your grandchildren?
No, I went into Sylvia's, and she wasn't there. I went back outside, and when I went to get back in my car, I noticed that the little girl and another little boy were playing towards the bottom of the driveway by themselves. So I got in my car, and I turned around, I started going very slowly because I was worried. I'm a mom, I know kids move, and I didn't want them to move in front of my car, so I was going very slowly, and all of a sudden I felt like I hit something. So I stopped, pulled forward, started to get out of the car, and the little girl came over, picked up the bike, and I said to her, I said, you need to be careful where you put your bike, you know, and the bike didn't look damaged, and I didn't stay because I needed to find my granddaughter. I had been mistaken about
Whatever,
Sylvia.
so that you left.
Yes.
It's your claim, Miss Norton, you weren't present, but it's your claim that there was substantial damage to the bike, and you want her to replace the bike.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So there really is no issue that you hit the bike.
No, and I told the officer, and I left him a message that he told me it was the rim, and now all of a sudden it's a whole bike. I did not back over that bike, because I would have remembered backing, you know, going over it because I pulled forward.
You have a picture of the bike?
Yeah, I have a picture of the bike damaged.
I'd like to see it.
And she ran over the whole back tire. It wasn't just the tire. And the
Big car, little bike, so that's what happens.
The
You may
tire
hit.
won't even go around. It's bent.
Okay.
I have a picture here, too, of the driveway.
I don't think that that's an issue. Miss Osley, you know,
I
mean,
told
she
the
didn't commit a
officer.
bank robbery. She probably should have stayed to see what happened, gotten out of her car. There's no question about that.
From the story that I heard from my kids, she wasn't that nice. She told them to get out of her way because she was
No,
in a
I don't
hurry.
talk like that to children.
She was in a hurry because she could not find her granddaughter. She did not know where she was, so she was panicking, not knowing where she was.
I didn't know where my granddaughter
Just a second.
was.
So that may have happened, Miss Norton. That may have happened. She saw that your daughter was okay.
She never saw that
No,
my
no,
daughter
no.
was okay.
Yes, I
Now,
did.
shh,
She
no,
picked up
Miss
the-
Norton, pay attention. She just said to me your daughter came over and picked up the bike, so she knew she hadn't hit a child.
Well, that's not the story I heard.
You weren't there.
Right. You should ask my daughter. She was there. And my
You
son.
weren't hit by the car, were you? No? Did you go over and pick up your bike?
I went to my brother instead.
After your bike was run over, did you go and get your bike?
The neighbor lady, she came over and she tried to fix the bike, but she couldn't.
Okay.
The little girl moved the bike, or I wouldn't have been able to back out.
Just a second. You weren't hurt by the car, is that right? No. So she knew she hadn't hurt your daughter. And if she were panicked about her own grandchild, it's very possible she didn't do the totally rational thing, which I'm saying wasn't right, but this is not somebody who was guilty of a bank robbery.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay. And she can't ride the bike now.
No.
Fine, so she needs a new bike, and you have to get it for her, Miss Olsley, because you hit the bike. Not a big deal. You have the cost of it?
I don't have the original receipt, but I do have a receipt, the cost to replace the bike.
Let me see.
My question is, I think it's only the tire that needs to be replaced, not the whole bike.
She doesn't have to have, listen to me, she doesn't have to have a repaired bike. This was your negligence. As opposed to this little girl, you're getting into a car, a big car, you see children playing. You're supposed to walk around the car, make sure that nothing is there. No child, none of their equipment. I cannot attribute to Caitlin contributory negligence by leaving her bike behind your car. You're the adult, you're the licensed driver, you have to make sure that you have a completely clear road. This sort of thing happens, so you can't make more of it than it is.
I know. I did try to call her quite a few times to, I
didn't know your name.
No, don't answer. Go ahead.
I called and it was her daughter or her sister. Every time I called, she'd say, oh, she went for a walk, or oh, she went to Target. And it was like 7, 8 times. And finally I said, if she can't call me, and her daughter, whoever answered the phone, said that she has caller ID, so we were playing a little caller ID tag is what we were doing.
Okay, so you got frustrated.
So I got a little angry, yes.
Okay, so go buy your daughter a new bike. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $84.99.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Apologies are excused. You may step out.
I admitted that I hit the bike.
I don't think she knew what she ran over.
It was all kind of pink, and then the tire rims were purple.
Children make mistakes.
I didn't feel that my daughter was in the wrong at all.
She's a little girl. So little girls make mistakes, and they deserve bikes.
I wanted a purple bike with the basket on it.
She left my daughter there crying, very upset.
This is case number 289 on the calendar in the matter of Lattimore versus Lorette. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Lattimore, your claim is that the defendant's son hurt your son with a golf club.
Yes, that's right.
Causing him to have severe damage to his teeth, loss of permanent teeth. And
That's
you want the defendant to be responsible for the medical bills and dental bills for your son.
That's right.
Was the defendant a friend of yours?
She was someone that I knew through a family member. She was also a neighbor where I was living at, but we weren't friends, so to speak.
Okay. Now, what was the date of the injury to your son?
That was December 23rd of 2002.
And was she babysitting for you for hire that day?
Yes, she was.
And what did you pay her?
I'm not sure. I believe I paid her $15 per child because she usually watched my daughter too, but this particular day it was just my son. So when I came home, I should have owed her $15.
And you had paid her before?
Yes, I have.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And how much notice did you give her before you dropped your kids off?
It could have possibly been a couple of days before.
Do you recall?
Yeah, I do recall, and it wasn't that much notice.
How much notice
It was about 10 minutes. She knocked at my door that morning and asked me to watch her children, and I said that I would.
Okay. And you expected to be compensated as you had been in the past?
Yes. Yes.
With money?
Yes.
And how old is your son?
My son is 6 years old.
That's this little boy right here?
Yes, that's right.
What's his name?
Jeremy.
And what's your son's name?
Zachary.
Okay. What time did you bring Jeremy into Miss Lorette?
I had to be to work at about 9, so I'm pretty sure I brought him over at about 8:30.
Correct?
Somewhere, yeah, I don't remember the time, but
Was it a
was in the
school
morning.
day?
No, it was during Christmas vacation.
Zachary, step up
Yes?
next to your mom. I read here that you are a golf enthusiast.
Yes.
You remember that day in December when you hurt Jeremy?
Yes, Your Honor.
I want you to tell me what happened.
He walked behind me on mid-swing, and it was a total accident, Your Honor.
Where were you playing?
In my backyard.
Did you tell your mom you were going out to play?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you tell your mom you were going out to play golf?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you say that Jeremy was going with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
What did your mom say?
She said yes.
That it was okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she stayed in the house?
Yes, Your Honor.
What was your mom doing in the house?
She was watching TV, Your Honor.
You remember what she was watching?
I think it was Passions.
He stepped behind you while you were in mid-swing.
Yes.
And you hit him with the golf club in his mouth.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Stand up next to your mom. Jeremy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about when you got hit in the mouth with the golf club.
I was standing right next to him. He hit me in the mouth with the golf club.
He didn't mean to hit you. It was an accident. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, when he hit you with the golf club, what happened? Did he take you inside?
No,
Did
I
you-
went inside myself.
And where did Zachary go?
In the house.
So you both went in together. And did you find his mom?
No, she came and found me
Where were you?
in the back door.
And what did she do after she found you?
She took me in the bathroom.
And took care of your mouth?
Yes.
What time did you call Miss Lattimore?
Immediately after, Your Honor. He had a bloody nose when he came in. I applied some tissue and pressure to his nose to stop the bleeding, and then I called her at work. And then from there, she came to my house, and I drove them both to the emergency room.
Do you have any evidence that you want me to see?
Yes, I have x-rays here of that also shows that there were 2 teeth missing at the time. I also,
So there were 2 teeth that came out?
Yes.
2 permanent teeth?
No, just one of them were permanent. One of them had already came out and it grew back in. The other one was just growing into the gums, just peeking out, and it was knocked out just like that.
So he's missing a permanent tooth?
Yes, right now he is missing a permanent tooth. The other one has grown back since then.
Well, you're going to have one great tooth at some point, right? One that's going to be better than all the rest.
Yes.
Never give you any trouble.
Yes.
All right. Now, Miss Lorette, the facts in the case are really not in dispute. I don't believe that Zachary intentionally hurt Jeremy. I believe it was an accident on his part. So I want you to explain to me why you're not responsible.
Your Honor, as I said, when this happened, I drove them both to the emergency room. I told Miss Lattimore that if she needed anything from me, if she had any medical bills, I would be there. She told myself, she told my children, it's okay, it was an accident, I have Medicaid. I haven't heard from her until recently. I haven't had any phone calls, no visits. I haven't seen any medical bills. You know, she claims that I was so negligent with her children, but yet I watched her children again several times after that. As far as I was concerned, we were friends after that. Her children were at my home the day of my son's birthday party.
So what do you think happened? Well, maybe I'll ask you, Miss Lattimore, what happened?
Okay, I haven't spoken with her since that happened, and common sense would...
Just a second, your children haven't stayed with her since that happened?
No, Your Honor, they have not been with her since then. Immediately after this happened, not too long after that, she moved. And then the only phone number that I had listed for her, I had to look her up in the phone book, and that was disconnected. And from what I understand, I was told through word of mouth that she had moved to Lake Worth. She doesn't live in Lake Worth. She lives in a completely different place from there.
How did you find her?
How did I find her? The person that was there because the story that they told you is not completely true altogether, first of all. When I came there after work, he was laying in the lap of my best friend that lives a couple of houses down. That's who had him. And that's who told me, because they were already friends. That's who told me where to find Melissa at.
Okay.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
My question is, why did she wait so long to try to find me? Her neighbor that she was living with at the time works with my husband. She always knew how to get a hold of me because she knew how to get a hold of my husband. I lived in the same residence until the middle of February of that year. She was at my home on January 22nd or 23rd because I took her children with me when I went shopping for party favors for my daughter's party. Her daughter got caught stealing when she was with me. She did something I didn't approve of.
Just a second, is that just a second?
And I did not.
Just so that you...
She's right. My daughter has been over her house since then for a birthday party when she went with her, and she did get caught stealing. You are absolutely right.
Okay. I watched her kids a few times after that.
But there's still
and
something that I'd like to...
And then I cut ties with her because she did something in my home that I didn't approve of.
Okay.
Would you like me to reply?
I lived at that Lake Worth...
Just a second. You want to reply? I'm listening.
The reason I have not contacted you, first of all, like I said... The reason I have not contacted her, like I said, because from what I understood, she moved. Okay, second of all, the reason I did not contact her, because at first, when this was being done, I didn't know that was a permanent tooth that had come out. I didn't know until he had constantly been going back to the dentist, and I'm sitting around just waiting and waiting and waiting for this tooth to grow back, and it never did. So finally, I asked the dentist, I'm like, well, when is this tooth? Because the other one did. You see, I assumed that it was going to grow back too. I'm like, well, when is this tooth coming back? He said, I'm sorry, sweetheart, that was permanent. It's not going to grow back.
Right.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And later today,
we heard something, something, so we stopped. I asked, what did he just say to you? And she never got to answer because somebody's kicking my car. I'm like, what are you doing? He's still kicking my car.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. LaShonda Lattimore says 11-year-old Zachary Backett knocked out her son's teeth with a golf club. Zachary says it was an accident.
Miss Lorette, you are responsible because you assumed the care of her 6-year-old child, and you had no business being inside watching Passions when your son was outside and had in his possession something that could cause physical injury. So if you sent him outside and said to him, be careful, that may be okay if he's your neighbor and it just happens to come by. But you assumed the responsibility for hire of providing care for her child, which means that if you're letting your son go outside with a racket, a bat, something else, you cannot rely on a 10 or an 11-year-old to watch a 6-year-old. That's your job. So, let me see the bills that you have, please. Bottom line is when you assume the care of somebody else's child, whether you do it for money or not, it's your responsibility. You're almost an insurer of that child's safety. And if you don't want to be an insurer of that child's safety, you do not accept that responsibility. You don't accept that responsibility and watch soap operas.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't watching Passions that day. I was heading out the back door when this one came in screaming.
Well,
he went over
you
to
were
the
in
next
fact
door...
you were in fact inside.
Right. He went over to the next door neighbor's yard and grabbed a golf ball to bring over to play with Zachary. I told both of those boys what the safety rules were. You don't stand behind each other. You don't walk up behind each other.
I believe that you did that. Just a minute. I believe that. Let us assume that you did that.
Right.
That's not sufficient.
Right.
You have to be out there. You know, I have whole gaggle of grandchildren, and they love to play golf. And when they come to my house, I have little, all different size golf clubs for them to play with. And my grandchildren range in age, the golf players, from 2 to 10. Mm-hmm. They're never unsupervised. I wouldn't think of saying to the 10-year-old, listen, I want you to go outside and be careful of Mia, and be careful of Jacob, and be careful of Kobe, and be careful of Alexi, because they might walk behind you.
Right.
A parent is always out there. I'm always out there. My husband is always out there. Sometimes two of us, depending upon how many kids there are out there playing golf, to make sure that nobody walks behind the golf club. So, how much of these bills was covered by Medicaid?
Medicaid, those are the bills that are not covered by Medicaid.
Okay.
They're not.
Okay. Bills are at least $4,500. $33.24 and $11.82. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. The $500 that I'm awarding you in addition to the medical bills is for his pain and suffering and aggravation. You should have been more careful. You too. That's all. Step out.
All right, is that excused? You may step out.
I don't believe that the boy intentionally just took the golf club and hit him in the mouth.
Was an accident?
He was standing right in front of him, and he didn't ask him to move.
The child walked up behind my son while he was in mid-swing with the golf club.
A common sense would tell any child, whether it was a 6-year-old or an 11-year-old, move.
I put too much trust in the children, and I understand that.
Judge Judy, I watch your show all the time. We love you and thank you.
I learned my lesson. What can I say?
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pena versus Carreri, step forward, please.
22-year-old customer service rep Udelka Pena is suing carpenter Dominic Carreri for kicking her car in a drunken rage. Dominic is denying the charge.
Miss Pena, it is your claim that Mr. Carreri kicked your car.
Yes.
And you didn't know him before?
No.
You're driving down a street late at night. What time?
Must have been around 12:30, 1 o'clock.
And where were you coming from?
I was picking up my cousin from her friend's house.
Where had you been?
I had been at my boyfriend's house.
What kind of car were you driving?
A Saturn,
Who
1991.
else was in the car?
My cousin Maribel.
How fast were you going?
20, 25.
Think again.
Yeah, it was 20.
20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Unlikely. And why don't you tell me what happened?
Well, as I was going down the street, we encountered some people in the middle of the road. They appeared to be drunk. I started beeping the horn at them.
Just a minute. What do you mean you encountered some people in the middle of the road that appeared to be drunk?
They were kind of swaying, and they were just bunched out in the middle of the street. And we started beeping the horn for them to get out of the way. Nothing happened.
Just a minute. You're driving 20 miles an hour, and you see a group of people. How many people?
4 or 5.
And are they in the middle of the block, the end of the block?
They're like in the middle of the road.
Just standing in the middle of the road?
Yeah.
Now, when you first saw them, how far away from them were you?
Maybe from, I want to say, the end of the courtroom to about over there.
Over where?
Over by the flags.
So probably 30 feet away?
Yeah.
And you first saw them, you were 30 feet away. Your lights are on.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stop the car?
No, I beeped the horn for them to get out.
Why did you do that?
So that they would get out of the way.
Okay. But they didn't move, according to what I've read.
No.
So how close did you get to them?
About where you are and about right there. The end of the
Right
table.
where?
The end of the table.
So maybe 10 feet away.
Yep.
So you stopped your car when you were 10 feet away from them.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you do?
I let them by.
What do you mean you let them by?
They decided to cross.
And then what happened?
They started screaming something. I don't know why. My cousin told them to get out of the middle of the road. You're drunk.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then they got out. They were still screaming something at us. We continued to go. I must have went 5 feet or so, and we heard something. So we stopped. When we stopped, I asked, "What did he just say to you?" And she never got to answer because somebody's kicking my car. I get out of the car. I'm standing by the door, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's still kicking my car. So that's when I flagged an officer who was at a stop sign, and that's when he stopped kicking my car.
Do you have pictures of the car?
Yes, I do.
Let me see pictures of the car. And a police report, please.
I have a police report, too.
Okay. I'd like to hear your version of the events, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Myself, my wife, and 2 other friends were crossing the street in a crosswalk, and I looked up to my right, and there was a car coming down the road pretty fast. So we started to slow down because it was sleeting out at the time.
You mean the weather was bad?
Yes, it was sleeting out.
Is that right?
No. The weather was not bad, and they weren't at a crosswalk.
I didn't ask crosswalk. I asked about the weather.
No, the weather was not bad.
It was sleeting out that night.
Go ahead.
Anyway, as we started to come up, she started sounding her horn. We kept crossing a little bit further because she was probably about 50 yards away when we first started from the sidewalk crossing the street. And she came to a sliding stop, and just as she slid just past us a little bit, I smacked the back of her bumper and screamed at her, said, "Hey, why don't you watch where you're going?"
I know exactly what you did.
I never actually made it across the street, and we actually kept walking afterwards and went back the other side. The police officer was sitting right across the street and saw the whole thing.
No, the police officer didn't see the whole thing, sir. But I have your statement and I have her statement. Police officer took both of your version of the events, and you acknowledged kicking her car, right? So I know exactly what happened. She was driving too fast. The weather was bad. She didn't wait for you to cross the street. You had the right of way. You got frustrated because she almost hit you. She acknowledges she almost hit you because she said she stopped 10 feet away. 10 feet away is an insufficient amount of time to stop at night. Whether the roads were slick or not, I don't know. You say that they were. She doesn't know. Certainly it's not enough time. She had no reason to start honking at you from 30 feet away, which is where she was when she first saw you, so you got frustrated. Fair?
Fair.
And the police officer said to both of you, he said to you, pedestrians have the right of way. You stop your car and you let them go. And he said to you, you're not allowed to put your hands on somebody else's property, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So now I'm going to see what you estimate the damage to be to this 1991 Saturn.
I went and took an estimate of it.
Yes.
And this is what they gave me.
Mm-hmm. What?
Just wanted to say that where I smacked the car, it was on the left side. This is something on the opposite side of the car. I even told the officer, I says, yeah, I did smack the bottom of her bumper when she came by us, but If I broke a piece off the car like she said I did, the piece would be laying right there on the ground. You know, where's the piece of the car that's missing?
Unfortunately, when you have a temper and you hit somebody's car, it's very difficult for somebody else to figure out whether the damage that was done to the car was there before. If you're dumb enough to vandalize somebody else's property, I mean, what you do is you back off, you call a police officer, you say this car was driving in a reckless manner, I want to file a complaint. You get a license plate and you do that, you know. You hurt yourself by behaving badly and by showing your temper. However, I do find, Ms. Pena, that you are partially responsible for his bad temper, because I have been there and I have seen people driving in a reckless manner, and while I don't excuse what he did, I find that what he did was mitigated by the fact that you were driving at an excessive rate of speed, which caused you not to be able to stop within a reasonable period of time. 10 feet is not reasonable when there are 4 or 5 people crossing the street. You had no right to start honking your horn from 30 feet away or 40 feet away. They had the right of way. As soon as they put their foot in the middle of the street, they had the right of way. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Good. Very good. So I hope that you can get your bumper fixed for $250, because that is all you're going to get. Thank you very much. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They were not crossing.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
They were in the middle of the road and they appeared to be drunk.
She just kind of stretched the truth a little bit.
That's why I started beeping the horn at them so they can get out of the way.
Tried to change things around to her favor.
There was damage done to it.
I think the damage was probably there before.
He damaged my car.
And make sure you have eyes in the back of your head before you cross the street.
The damage was not there before.
Because you never know who's going to go flying through a stop sign.
Your Honor, this is case number 592 on the calendar in the matter of Fox versus Rita Ann Turner. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Miss Fox, your car was stolen.
Correct.
When was it stolen?
It was stolen October 6, 2001.
And from where was it taken?
From our apartment complex.
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1990 Toyota Camry.
And somehow you came into possession of that car, you're going to tell me how, and totaled it, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you want the defendant and her mother to be responsible for the damage.
Correct.
What time of the day did you find the car missing?
The car was missing at approximately 8:20 p.m.
Okay. Now, when did you see the car, Miss Rita?
October the 8th.
Tell me where.
They drove up to meet me.
Who's they?
Marcus and...
Marcus who?
Your Honor.
And who else?
Fallon and Renee, Your Honor.
So there were 3 people in the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
And when you said they drove up where?
I was sitting on the curb with my next-door neighbor, Laura, and Michelle, watching the kids play roller hockey. They just drove up on the side, just in the middle of the street.
Yes, go ahead.
And Marcus had asked me to get into the car, and I asked him, whose car is it? And he said it's his friend's car. So I hesitated, but I got in.
You got into the car?
Yes, Your Honor.
You ever seen that car before?
I saw him driving it before, like a day before.
Okay. Miss Rita, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to understand something. I have this crystal ball that lives with me all the time, so I know everything. So I want you to forget whatever story you told your mother. I want you to forget whatever story you told the police. Because back here, I have this little crystal ball, and I'm going to ask you all kinds of good questions, okay? You saw him driving the car the day before. Where?
Around the apartments.
And was he driving the car erratically? You know what that word means?
Oh, Your Honor.
Was he driving it crazy?
Oh, yes, Your Honor. Well, not really. He was just driving fast.
Yeah?
Just around the apartments. We saw him drive by a couple times.
How fast was he driving?
I'm not quite sure.
Was he driving fast enough for you to say, boy, you shouldn't be driving so fast around the apartment complex?
No, Your Honor.
Well, when you say he was driving fast, what does that mean? Like this. What does that mean?
Like, he was just, driving, by, just, zoom, and then, turning around. Well, the people next to me were like, don't drive so fast. The people that were by Laura.
So he wasn't driving correctly?
Yes, Your Honor.
And that was the day before?
Uh-huh, or the night before.
So why would you get into a car with somebody who you knew was driving crazy?
I was pressured, Your Honor.
How were you pressured, Miss Rita?
Well, he was just like, come on, get into the car and all this stuff. I don't...
Ah. So now you get into the back seat of the car. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
How'd you get into the front seat of the car?
We had went out of the apartments.
Try looking at me when you're talking.
Yes, Your Honor. We had exited out of the apartments and went on the street called Tom and turned, and we were down this really long street. And he told Fallon to get into the back seat. So Fallon had gotten to the back seat, and he had stopped the vehicle, but he had gotten to the passenger seat, and he told us, like, get into the driver's seat, Mary, and drive.
Just a second. It went that very fast. You're in the back. Marcus moves over to the passenger seat. Is that right?
No, he had stopped the vehicle, Your Honor.
Well, I
on
understand
the side.
that. He stopped the vehicle before he moved into the passenger seat, and then he said to you, you get in the front and drive?
Yeah, he said, Mary, get into the front and drive. And I was like, I don't know how to drive. I've never drove before, you know. And then he was just like, come on, do it. Just get in there. And so I got into the driver's seat, and he told me to hold down the brake, and he put the car in drive, and it started moving a little bit. And my one foot was on the gas and one foot was on the brake, but I wasn't pushing any of the pedals but the brake. And some people were standing right there, and they were pointing over at us and talking. And he had asked me he said, go real fast, just drive. And I said, I'm not going to drive. And so he had took both of his hands and pressed my knee down.
That's what you wrote here. Is that the story you gave your mother? Is that the story you gave your mother?
Yes, Your Honor.
You think your mother believed you?
I suppose so, Your Honor.
I don't. Not for a minute. Not for a minute. Now, do you go to school?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you pass your subjects?
Yes, Your Honor.
Does she pass her subjects?
She's failing a couple of them.
Well, then she's not passing them. You have to tell the truth. I'm going to bring you back to something I said before. I want you to think about this. I know everything about you. Everything. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you passing all your subjects?
No, Your Honor.
Which subjects are you failing?
Band and algebra.
What subjects do you do well in?
English.
Any?
Yes, Your Honor.
Go ahead, which ones?
English, and I do well in PE and health.
In health? How old are you?
15, Your Honor.
When you got into the car and got into the driver's seat, was there a key in the ignition?
Yes, Your Honor, there was.
There was. Did you have to turn the key?
No, Your Honor.
Because it was already on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, after you started to go very fast down this straightaway, tell me what happened.
Okay, I turned left because I thought I could just pass down the street, and then a truck...
No. Explain that to me very slowly. What do you mean you thought you could just pass down the street?
Well, I mean, like, just turn so preventing from hitting that wall. There's like a wall right here, and there's a pole, like, right next to it. But a truck was coming down the other street, because there's a street right here, and I thought it was going to hit the truck, so I turned it this way, and it had flew up on a curb and hit the pole.
And then what happened?
Marcus said, run, so we all got out of the car and we took off running.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Shondell Fox says former neighbor 15-year-old Mary Rita stole her car and wrecked it. Mary says she was coerced by a neighborhood thug named Marcus.
Okay. Miss Rita, when were you arrested?
About 10 minutes after the car had crashed.
How do you think you were identified as the driver?
They had all found us. They all got us.
How did they get you?
Because they were driving up the street and they told us to stop and put our hands on the hood.
So that the police were coming from the other direction?
Yeah, there's like a street right next to the street.
Okay, and you're running, you and your 3 friends. Is that right?
No. Marcus took off the other way. He got away.
He did? Did they ever arrest Marcus?
No, Your Honor.
Really? Is that right?
Correct.
And where does Marcus live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Try think very, very hard. Where does he live?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Approximately where does he live?
I suppose the house is next to the apartments. That's where he always walks. I don't know. Used to when I knew him.
What do you mean? You used to when you knew him?
I don't see him anymore after the accident or anything.
Well, didn't you call him or have your mother call him after this incident happened and say, listen, you really had possession of this car. Why don't you come forward?
We didn't know his full name. I didn't know. She said she didn't know.
Well, now she says she knows.
I made her go to the library at the school and look at the last name in the yearbook.
What school did he go to?
Cheyenne High School, Your Honor.
Did you ultimately give that information to the police?
My husband did.
Good. Okay. Now, can I see the estimates for the damage to your car? See how easy that was, Miss Fox?
Yes, yeah.
Now, I want you to tell me, Miss Rita, why you think you are not responsible for all the damage to the plaintiff's car.
Because I didn't steal it, Your Honor.
So what? You drove it recklessly.
Yes.
You drove it recklessly, and you want me to tell you, Miss Rita, You told your mother that the reason you had the accident was because Marcus took his hands and pushed it against your knee, forcing you to press onto the gas, which caused the accident. Is that right? That's what you told your mother. That's what you just told me.
Yes, Your Honor.
2 minutes later, you told me that you were making a left turn in order to avoid a truck and a pole and a brick wall. You were making a left turn. You didn't say anything about Marcus holding his hands on your leg while you were trying to... Do I need you?
Sorry.
You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, if you want to go to the effort of having your parents find out where Marcus lives and suing him for his portion, if there is a portion, of the damage, if some judge believes that he was partially responsible for this, you're free to do that. Miss Fox doesn't have to chase down Marcus. You're the one who wrecked her car. What kind of punishment did you receive as a result of this?
I got 247 hours community service and a $350 state fee fine.
What kind of community service are you supposed to do?
I work at municipal pools, cleaning.
Have you started that yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
How many hours?
I've done 123, I believe.
Can I see your photographs of the accident, please? You're lucky you weren't killed. Where did you leave your keys, Miss Fox?
My mother had the set of keys.
Were there keys in the car?
No.
How did they start the car?
I guess they jimmied it, or with one of the tools that were left in the car.
So there was no key in the car?
No.
That's what I thought. All right, so the value of the car is $3,700. How much did you get from insurance?
From insurance, we got $1,407.
So your actual losses were $2,293, is that right?
Correct.
Expensive mistake. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,293. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He stole the car, and they should have went after him for it.
Sometimes it's not who you're with, it's what you do when you're with certain people. I wanted her to learn a lesson by community service hours.
I think that community service will not teach her a lesson.
Community service sometimes is not enough. You do the best you can on raising your children. You try to teach them right.
Obviously, you should know not to get in a car if you don't have a driver's license and drive it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Smith versus Wedhoff. Step forward, please.
45-year-old homemaker Bernadette Smith is suing 53-year-old teacher Joanne Wedhoff for running her down in her car. Bernadette says she and Joanne have a history of bad blood.
Miss Smith, according to your complaint and Miss Wedhoff's answer, the two of you have a past history that goes back to the time when your child was in kindergarten.
Yes.
And there was some very bad feeling that arose between the two of you. You didn't like the way she was teaching your child, and there were complaints filed against her. To make a long story short, you haven't liked each other for a long time. Is that right?
Yes.
You claim that the defendant purposely hit you with her car while you were riding your bike.
She tried to run me down.
Oh. She tried to run you
Yes.
down? Okay. Go ahead. Let me hear.
Well, I was riding my bike, which I do all the time, and I'm riding east on Matthews, a block over from where I live, and I'm looking behind me as I'm riding, which I always do.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I see this car coming. I hear this car coming, and first it was coming slow, then it speeded up. It was a van right in front of me, so I tried to get in front of the van, but before I could,
What do you mean that there was a van right in front of you?
There was a van parked in front of me as I was heading to the corner.
Okay.
It was parked.
Okay, so there's a van parked in the lane where you were riding.
Yes.
And a car was behind you.
Coming, yes.
And you said speeding up.
Yes.
And so you were trying to get around this van before the car that was behind you.
Yes.
Why didn't you wait until the car passed you if it was speeding up?
It wasn't speeding at first.
Well, you told me
that
that
it was a ways. I was just a few feet from the van, and I just to go around it, you know, to get to the corner. I had no idea this car was going to speed up.
Go ahead.
And when she saw me, she speed up and tried to hit me. So I fell off my bike onto the van, which broke my fall. And when I looked up and realized who it was, I realized it was her.
So?
And she kept going. She didn't stop to see if I was okay or anything, because she can't say, now I know she knew who I was, or she would have stopped. So I think she deliberately tried to run me down. No, she didn't. She would have hit the van if she would have hit me. I don't think she wanted to hit the van. She wanted to hit me.
Okay. What kind of work do you do for a living?
I'm a teacher.
How long have you been a teacher?
15 years.
Okay, you were on your way according to your answer to school?
Right.
Back
I
to
run
school?
an errand, yes.
Okay. Do you remember seeing the plaintiff?
Yes. I was driving down the center, the middle of down the street. It's a one-way street, and there was a bicycle in front of me in the middle of the street. As I approached the bicycle, there was a woman on the bicycle. She moved over to the left, and as I got right abreast of the bicycle, I realized it was Bernadette Smith. And I just started driving, and she screamed at me, and she kind of wobbled a little, and I just kept driving straight, and I got to the stop sign, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and I didn't see her on the floor, ground, anything. She's still on the bike. So I turned left and went right to my school, which is a block and a half away, immediately went in to the principal to tell her what happened. Because there was a restraining order against Miss Smith, there's been a lot of trouble. And the principal...
In your favor?
In my favor.
In your favor?
Yes.
Go ahead.
The principal moved my parking space so my car would be in clear view of the office at all times.
See, now she claimed she didn't even know who I was. This is what she put in her police report, that she didn't even know who she saw a person. Then now she's saying she knew it was me. Yeah, you knew it was me after you tried to hit me.
Ms. Smith, she said she saw a woman riding a bike in front of her. She didn't realize it was you until
Yes, she did know it was me.
Well,
She
how
had
do I know
seen me
that?
before. She seen me before riding my bike in the neighborhood, because I ran into her one day specifically when she was walking her class up the street on foot. And I seen her, but she knew it was me.
Can I ask you a question? I don't know whether she knew it was you or not. She'd have to be some nut to try to run you down. That would be ridiculous. Why is there a restraining order against you in favor
Well,
of
at the time, they said I was a troublemaker because I was trying to find out why she was letting so many things go on that was concerning my daughter in her class and never did anything about it.
How long ago was your daughter?
My daughter is now 17 years old.
Your daughter is 17, so
Yes.
she hasn't been in the defendant's class for how many years?
She was in her kindergarten class, so it's been a while.
A while? How about 11 years?
Yes.
What I want to know is if there's a restraining order now.
No, there is not a restraining order now.
Oh, there
She's
is
talking about a restraining order back then when she lied to get a restraining order.
So that there is no restraining order in effect now?
No, not that I
for the
know
last
of.
10 years?
No, exactly.
No, it was in 96 it ended.
In 96? May I see it, please?
Oops, sorry.
96.
Everything in there she lied about.
Just a minute.
All lied about, so they wouldn't have to deal with the problems. Because I have the restraining order here, too, if you want to see it. This is the last one that I know of, and everything in here is a lie.
Okay. Now, was the defendant granted a restraining order against you?
Yes.
And that was well after the time that your daughter left the school?
I was still trying to handle the problems that was going on. My daughter went to school up until she was in the 6th grade there, so I still had to look at her and see her every day. She still caused problems for my daughter and I every day. I had to take my daughter out of the school district, period, because of the problems that they caused. She would make my daughter feel like an outcast in class.
Miss Smith, Miss Smith, you're talking about 11 or 12 years ago. I'm not interested. All I'm interested in, as recently as 6 years ago, the courts granted her a restraining order against you. So there has to come a time when you get over whatever sense that you had that your daughter wasn't treated fairly by the defendant, who was her kindergarten teacher. So you have to get over it. I find that there is absolutely no evidence that she attempted to run.
I have gotten over that.
By the way, before I rule on this case, let me look quickly. Let me see your hospital records.
I didn't go to the hospital, and I never told anybody that I went to the hospital.
Just answer my question, madam. So you have no hospital records?
No, I don't.
Can I see your doctor's report?
I don't have a doctor's report because I didn't get hurt. I fell. The van broke my fall.
Oh, good. So you weren't hurt?
Yeah, but she
so what are
tried
you
to
doing
run
here?
me down.
She did not. Goodbye. Case dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I hope this puts an end to a long grudge that this woman has had against me.
I don't have anything to say.
She started threatening me that she was going to get me. She was going to do this and that to me.
I have nothing to say.
I'm glad it's over.
It's over.
I hope it's over forever.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am.
Who is this?
This is my mother, Your Honor.
How old are you?
22.
And you, sir?
35.
You work in the same place of business?
At one time we did, yeah.
And I gather from reading your complaint, sir, that despite the fact that this young lady is much too young for you, you had a little crush on her.
A little bit, yeah. At one time, and then I found out her age.
And you needed some money because your car was an impound.
Yes, ma'am.
How come you asked the plaintiff for a loan?
Well, I was at work one night. I was frustrated because my car was impounded, and he had asked me what was wrong, and I told him.
What was your car doing impounded?
I'm not sure. I think I was. It was a charge. I was arrested, and my car was impounded.
What do you mean you're not sure? You think my car was arrested, right? I was arrested. My car was impounded. What kind of ridiculousness is that? I asked you a question. What was your car doing in impound?
I had been arrested.
There you go. For what?
They thought that my car was stolen, but it wasn't, in fact, and they impounded my car.
Who were you driving with?
A friend.
Male or female?
Male.
Was he arrested too?
No.
Just you?
Yes.
Who was driving?
I was.
How old is your friend?
I think he is 22.
So they found out that your car wasn't stolen?
Yes.
How long was the car in impound?
14 days.
You mean it took the police department 14 days to figure out that it wasn't stolen?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you speeding?
No. A cop had just saw me down the road and pulled me over.
How many children do you have? You have to think about that?
Two by birth, three, I have a stepson also. She's my oldest.
Is the younger one smarter?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Hanoyan gave you money to get your car out of impound, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
According to your complaint, Mr. Hanoyan, now that I've sort of kneaded this case a little bit, I don't like slippery, you agreed to loan her the money.
Yes, I did.
And in exchange, she would allow you to have possession of the car. You didn't have the car at the time for 2 months, and within that 2-month period of time, she would return to you the $535, and you would give her back a car. That was your agreement.
That was the original
Is that
agreement.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you give her the money?
On May 27th.
And when did she let you take the car?
The same day, well, she drove it at first, but she eventually gave me the car.
And how long did you keep the car?
About 2.5 weeks.
What happened?
Well, one night she asked to borrow it.
What did she say?
She said, I need to go with my friend. She was always with this one crony girlfriend that she'd go and they'd go do an errand. She didn't say where or whatever, but then she came back. She was way late, and I was worried about she was going to take the car. I was trusting her the whole time. I was trusting her. She did bring back the original time. The second time she borrowed the car, she said she was going to pick up her mom from the Greyhound bus depot. Never saw her again after that. Never called, never called. I tried to reach her, and she just denied my calls and cussed me out and stuff like that.
Now, Miss Cole, you say you took the car back because?
I took the car back because Mr. Hanoyan had come over. He would come over like once or twice a week to show me the car, and he had, in fact, in the contract said that he would fix the car, any damages, or keep up the oil, keep gas in it, tune up.
Which I did.
All kinds. And every time he would come over, in fact, he hadn't gotten an oil change. I told him 3 times to get an oil change. Every time he came over.
You only had the car for a week?
No, he had the car for about a month.
No, that's a lie.
I took the car back about 2 weeks before the end of the contract.
How much money had you paid him?
I paid him about. I'd given him like $20 here, $40 there every time he would come over. Probably about half.
Miss Cole, listen to me.
Yes.
You paid him nothing.
That's right.
Because if you had paid him something, you would have said so in your answer. So you paid him nothing.
No, I paid him like $20 here, $40 there every time he came over.
That's what you just said to me. I just told you you were a liar. Because in your answer, well, you gave me a whole big long story. Nowhere did it say you gave him any money. Now, if you didn't like the way he was taking care of your car, you had every right to take it back. You still owe him the $535.
He did, in fact, breach his contract. He had told me that he had a driver's license. I actually have a copy.
What does that have to do? Listen to me. Listen to me. You did say, listen to me, madam, mother, the younger one is smarter, right?
Yes.
If you choose to take the car back because he did not have a driver's license, he wasn't taking good care of it, that's fine. You still owe him the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Oh, I understand completely.
Did you try to explain it to her?
Yeah, I tried to explain it to her, but I was never clear on the entire situation. And
now you're clear.
Well, Dan was calling me.
He had the car.
Yeah.
The car was a mere perk for him. He was to keep the car, but she was to pay him. Keep the car for that 2 months. I was a thank you.
But
thank
he was calling me for the money way from the very beginning.
Well, because, listen to me. He shouldn't have called you.
No.
Shouldn't have called you, shouldn't have bothered you. But I want you to understand the agreement that your daughter had, because she's got this vacant look between her ears that frightens me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's a baby. Very smart. I don't know about you. Doesn't sound like you're very clever either. You get involved with somebody.
Neil Henoyan says former friend Kaylin Cole owes for a loan to get her car out of impound.
The car loan was a perk. Allowing him to use the car merely said, thank you for loaning me this money. I will pay you back. The fact that you took the car back because you didn't like the way he was taking care of the car doesn't mean that you don't have to pay him. I have to go now. Listen to me. If you hang around with babies, that's what's going to happen.
You're right.
She's a baby. Not a very smart one. I don't know about you. Doesn't sound like you're very clever either. You get involved with somebody who's 22 years old.
Yeah.
22 years old at work doesn't sound too smart.
I made a mistake, that's for sure.
Well, it was a big mistake. Meanwhile, you're entitled to your $535 judgment for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Judy.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think he kind of liked me, but
Well, she's a good-looking girl, but she's a girl, not a woman.
I'll never do that again.
Justice has been served.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Becca Figo versus Strickland. Step forward.
Maria Becca Figo is suing her ex-fiancé, Robert Michael Strickland, for credit card bills and the return of a Dr. Seuss sculpture.
Mr. Strickland, I'm going to go directly to you, sir.
Okay.
I put together from both your complaint and your answer what seems to be a relatively easy story to tell, but then I have to come to you for the answers.
Okay.
You and the plaintiff were together for a very long time as a couple, even engaged at some point, according to both the complaint and the answer. You lived together. That ended about a year ago, but you remained friends. As a matter of fact, according to both of you, when you came into town on business, you would very often stay at the plaintiff's apartment, whether she was there or not there, because you saved some money and you were friends. You kept in touch. When you were together as a couple, you amassed a large credit card bill. And when you separated, you decided that you would arrange to split those expenses somehow. And you agreed to pay to the plaintiff $400 a month towards the credit cards for a period of 1 year, from August 2004 until August of 2005. And that's what you did, just shy of the year, 3 months shy of the year. Every month you sent her $400, she paid off the credit card bills. Then one day, probably in June, was it in June, you stayed over at her house?
April.
April. Stayed at her house, and according to the plaintiff, you found some evidence that she was involved with somebody on a serious basis.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes,
You didn't know about that,
that's correct.
and that was the last time that you paid the $400.
Yes.
In addition, when you left her apartment, you took a sculpture that had been in her apartment for the 8 months that you were separated, because now you say it was your sculpture.
Well, I believed it was my sculpture the entire time.
So is that the story? That's the case.
Exactly.
You want your $1,600 back, and you want your sculpture back.
Actually, I lowered that amount. I realized that he did give me one last payment in April, so he actually only owes me for 3 months, so $1,200 instead of $1,600.
Great. And you want your sculpture back.
Yes.
Now I want you to tell me why she shouldn't get her $1,200 and the sculpture back.
Well, first of all, Your Honor, I have the invoice from the gallery where I purchased the sculpture, and it has my name only. And in October of 2004, I made a lump sum payment of $6,200 towards her credit cards. I think this is more than fair. The reason I was paying her $400 a month is because I felt sorry for her. She told me she could not make her living expenses based on her salary and continue to make even the minimum payments on her credit card debt. And as in April, when I found the evidence, I realized that...
Well, she wasn't hiding anything from you, sir. You weren't a couple anymore.
Well, the fact is that I thought we were going to get back together. There was never a clear breakup. In fact, after we went on a trip to Costa Rica together, we went on a trip to South America together.
How did she get the sculpture?
She took it and went to her apartment.
Explain how that happened. You had evidently acquired a lot of things while you were together as a couple.
Right.
You took some things.
Mm-hmm.
What did you take?
I kept some of the possessions in the house. She also took a dining table and some other pieces of art.
Is that by agreement?
Yes, but I never intended for her to have it permanently.
I don't think what was in your mind.
I don't think there was never a clear agreement.
When you said, well, you were living...
We wrote it down. We had a list of the major household items, and it had my name and his name, and we checked off which ones we wanted. And then when there were items, you know, like I took the kitchen items because I cook and he doesn't. So when we got to the items that we both wanted, such as the sculpture and the other pieces of artwork, we finally agreed...
What other pieces of artwork?
We have 2 other Dr. Seuss pieces of artwork that
you have a picture of this piece of art?
The one in question, yes.
Yes. Can I see it, please?
The one on the left.
Okay. How many pieces of this Dr. Seuss art do you have?
We had 3 total when we were together. And he ended up with 2 of them. And I ended up with 1 of them.
And this was on the list that you prepared?
Yes.
When you no longer were living together, was that at the end of a lease, or did you just separate?
No, we just separated.
Were you living in an apartment?
Yes.
Who stayed in the apartment?
I did.
For how long? After you separated?
Well, see, there's never a clear separation.
Yes, there was a separation when when you turn over at night and you don't see somebody there, you know she's gone. Mr. Strickland, you keep saying it, but, you know, I woke up in the morning and said,
before that...
we used to, we used to sit at the dining room table and have dinner together. She's not here anymore. It would give me some clue that you were no longer together. So let's answer my question, not dance around, because believe me,
Can I give an explanation for that?
No.
Okay.
Because... especially if there's a list. You take this, I'm taking this, you take this, I'm taking this, your name, his name. What's your first name?
Maria.
And yours?
Michael.
Maria, Michael, Michael, Maria, 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 Michael, Michael, Michael. And then she leaves. Now, when she left and she took the sculpture with her and the dining room table or the kitchen stuff or whatever she took with her, you didn't call the police and report it stolen, did you?
No, I did not.
Because you anticipated that you still might get together and be a couple.
Correct.
That didn't happen. That doesn't mean you can take back the sculpture, Michael. You have to get over it.
Okay.
Happens.
I don't even know how he anticipated that.
You have to return it to her.
Okay.
You have 5 days to return it to her. And you agreed to give her, for whatever reason, because you were together, because there were tremendous credit card bills, because young people very often do that, which is very stupid, but you were together as a couple for how many years?
6 or 7.
Well, that's a long time. And how much in credit card bills did you have?
20,000, maybe more.
Well, that's what happens. And how much were the credit card bills that you personally were left with?
I would guess 15 or 20,000. I don't know exactly. I have not gone through and accumulated them.
You have not?
No.
Well, I suggest you get a financial planner and do that. In any event, you agreed to pay her $400 a month. You still owe her $1,200 on that debt. And within 5 days, Michael, you have to give her back her Dr. Seuss. She wants it.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. I no longer have the sculpture.
You get one.
Okay.
Get one. 5 days. You get it back to her. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it's greed, basically.
For me, it's just sad because she's always remained friends with exes, and it's not going to happen in this case. And, you know, all over a bird.
I told them about it. They were interested in it, and I sold the item.
I just hope that after Judge Judy's slam, Michael will choke on his green eggs and ham.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Flowers versus Forges, step forward.
Robert Flowers is suing his neighbor, Brian Forges, for damage to his car caused by fireworks.
Mr. Flowers, the defendant is your neighbor. He had a party. There was some fireworks at the party, and the fireworks damaged your car.
3 cars.
3 cars. And you recently ascertained that the insurance is going to pay for most of the damage that was done to the car, with the exception of, according to you, a couple of $100s.
The deductible, $200.
Well, what kind of deductible do you have, sir?
Originally, they were going to put it on, I think, a collision type, and it was a $500 deductible for each car. And I just found out that they swapped it around and they put it under vandalism, and it's a $200 deductible.
So then what you're suing for is $200?
$200 plus my gas mileage.
What gas mileage?
To get the cars repaired, drive them down.
Now, I want you to explain to me why you shouldn't be responsible for this $200.
Well, number one, I wasn't the person who lit him. I offered to take care of his cleaning of his vehicles because he's my neighbor, to keep peace. But I didn't like the fireworks. So when he originally started his claim...
Just a minute. So what your defense is that since you did not light the fireworks, you're not responsible?
Absolutely.
Okay. Tell me how many people you had at your party, Mr. Forges.
Well, it really wasn't a party. The party was a week later.
How many people were at your house?
About 8.
You know the names of all 8 people?
Yeah, most of them.
Don't play with me, sir. Do you know the names of the 8 people at your house?
Yes, I do.
Who invited them?
I did.
I mean, you didn't invite them by going out in the street and saying, hey, you. Right?
No, Your Honor.
So you invited 8 people to your house?
Yes, I did.
What were the names of the people who lit the fireworks?
Chris.
Chris what?
It's a friend of mine. I don't...
Good. Now we understand each other, sir, because this case is going to take no more than another 10 seconds.
Okay.
You have to pay him $200. That's his deductible. Then if you want to go against one of these people, Chris, Charlie, Bob, Gizmo, Snodgrass, you can do that. But when you... Try listening. I want you to put on your listening ears.
Okay.
All right? When you invite people to your home and you do not control them and they cause damage to neighbors' property, you are responsible. Do you get it?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't give him the gas mileage that it took to get his cars from one place to another, to another, to another. But because you are so thick, I am. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $263. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We heard the fireworks going off, walked outside, and I saw him walking across his yard where the fireworks... I saw another one go up. He was walking away from it.
The original estimate started at, you know, a verbal saying could be 10,000 down to 900, down to 200.
He's a good storyteller. And he says he wanted to pay for it, but it's been 6 months now.
This is Hicks. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Ratcliffe, you and this lady, Miss Hicks, had been involved in a relationship. And according to your complaint, there was an altercation where you came to her rescue. She was having an altercation with her son, I assume this young man. As a result of that, you were injured, and Miss Hicks agreed to pay your medical bills. She has not done so. You are no longer a couple, and you want your medical bills paid. Ms. Hicks says that you were the aggressor in this altercation with her son. She is suing you for damaging her home and for injuring her son. Is that right?
Correct.
When did this take place, Mr. Ratcliffe?
It was July 8th, 2003.
Tell me how it started.
Well, we received a phone call at the house.
Who's we?
My son and I.
Who answered the phone?
My son. And
Step up. I wasn't saying hello. I was telling you to stand up. Tell me your name.
Alex Ratcliffe.
Alex, did you receive a phone call on the 8th of July?
Yes, I did.
Who was on the other end of the phone?
Initially, I heard Kim screaming in the background.
Kim, is that you? Miss Hicks.
Miss Hicks. I initially heard her screaming in the background, but Wendell was talking to me, and he asked to speak to my father. And when I went to go give my dad the phone, I heard her in the background screaming for help and asking for my dad.
You went and got your father?
Yes, I went and got my dad and gave him the phone.
What happened when you picked up the phone? Who was on the other end?
it was Wendell Hicks on the phone indicating he was coming to my house to kick my butt, him and 4 boys, because I was supposedly spreading rumors about him and some girl in the neighborhood.
So he said he was coming to your house?
Yes. And he hung up. I returned the phone call back. You could still hear Kim hollering and screaming bloody murder in the background.
What did you hear?
She was just screaming for help.
Well, what did you actually hear her say?
For Wendell to leave her alone.
Okay.
And when the phone call came, I called back because he had hung up, and I'd asked for him to explain himself. For why is he coming to my house? He said it was due to because I'd supposedly spread some rumor about him putting a hickey on the neighbor girl's neck. And so I asked to speak to his mom because I could hear her in the background just screaming bloody murder. And so he hung up the phone. And so I felt the need to go there because she had explained to me many times before.
Just a second. Don't tell me what she explained to you before. Tell me what happened when you got there. You felt the need to go over there.
I went over there, I knocked on the door, and the boy had let me in. I come in the door, and
Which boy let you in?
Wendell Hicks let me in.
Go ahead.
He opened the door, let me in, and I come through the door, and to the right of me was two friends of hers in the house. Wendell proceeded to go back around the corner where he had his mom pinned in the corner, and she was screaming.
How was she pinned in the corner?
Just backed up to the corner.
Okay, he didn't have his hands on her.
No, he was right up in her face.
No, but he didn't have his hands on her.
Not at this time.
Okay, so what did you do?
I come up around him, come around the countertop there, and told him to leave her alone. He turned and swung at me and hit me in my left ear with his right arm. At that time, I took him down to the ground and set on him. And he kept trying to hit me in the face, and I grabbed his wrists to avoid him hitting me. I was sitting on him, and I kept asking, "Are you finished? Is this out of you?" And he said, "Yes," on top of him saying a lot of other foul things, how he's going to shoot me and my kids, and he was going to kill my dogs and burn my fence down. And after about 15, 20 minutes of trying to calm him down, I asked him, "Are you finished?" And finally he said, "Yes." I got up, we kind of shook it off, and the next thing I know, he's coming charging at me with a windmill effect. And in doing so, I put him in a headlock, like with his body sticking out this way, and I wrenched up on him to keep him from doing any more damage. And in doing so, I separated this cartilage here in my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And probably another 15, 20 minutes to hold him like that, a few other cuss words are coming out, and I asked, "Are you finished?" And finally he said yes. His sister come through the door after I just let him go, and she backed him all the way down the hall, and that was the last I'd seen of him.
Okay. How long had you been seeing his mother in July of 2003?
Approximately a year.
And after July of 2003, did you continue to see her?
Not right away. She kept calling, complaining because I would never take her nowhere, never do nothing with her, never let her meet any of my friends. I told her to go find another boyfriend. And so it's like, it was no big deal to me, and she did. She found another one. She kept calling me, telling me how the progress was going. Finally, after about a couple of weeks, she said she broke it up with him for whatever reason, and then she eventually started calling me all the time.
When did you stop seeing her?
As of this year of May, Mother's Day weekend.
And when did you start getting these bills?
I was getting these bills probably 6 months after the incident had happened. You know, she said she was going to take care of it because her son had done some damage to my fence back in June. She took care of that immediately. She said she'd take care of these medical bills as well because I...
When did she tell you she was going to take care of the medical bills?
Pillow talk. It was when we were, you know...
And you believed her?
Oh, yeah. I had no doubt to.
Okay. How old are you, Wendell?
I'm 15.
Who was this girl that you supposedly gave a hickey to?
Emily.
Is Emily your girlfriend?
No.
Did you give her a hickey?
Yes.
So why were you angry at Mr. Radcliffe for telling people that you gave Emily a hickey?
Because he was spreading rumors around the trailer court, and I had
Spreading rumors about what?
About me giving her hickeys and a bunch of other stuff.
Well, it wasn't a rumor about you giving her a hickey. According to you, you gave Emily a hickey.
Yeah, I did.
You did? Okay, so why did you call him that day? Were you just angry?
Yeah, I was mad that he was spreading my family business around the trailer court.
Okay, so when you called him, his son answered the phone?
Yes.
And what did you say to his son?
I asked to talk to his dad.
What did you say to him?
I was like, "Jeff, why are you spreading rumors around?"
And what did he say to you?
He's like, "What in the F are you talking about?"
And what did you say to him?
I was like, about me and Emily. And he was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about." So he hung up with me. So I went back to my mom's house, and I asked her why she told him, because it was supposed to stay between me, Emily, and Emily's stepdad.
Because Emily's stepfather was angry with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you went home and you confronted your mother?
Yes.
And you were angry with your mother for telling him
Yes.
things? And then did you call Mr. Radcliffe back?
He called me back.
While you were confronting your mother?
Yes.
And when you were confronting your mother, were you raising your voice?
No.
No. Did your mother admit to you that she had shared your secret with Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
And you told her she had no business doing that?
Yes.
See how we get into the story?
Did very good.
It's a whole different story than she wrote in her answer, but at least we're going to get to the bottom of it. You got to start with the most vulnerable one.
That's right.
Right? You got to start with the one who's not quite swift enough to tell you a lie. Now, when Mr. Radcliffe came over to the house, were you still arguing with your mother?
No.
What happened when he came into the house?
He came up, banged on the door. The door came off the latch. He just came in, and then he came up and got in my face, and I asked him what was going on.
He got in your face?
Yes.
And what did he say when he got in your face, Wendell?
You effing little punk.
Well, he must have been angry because you must have said something to him, Wendell, like you were going to come over and kick his ass and get your friends to come over because he was spreading these rumors about you and Emily's hickey. Did you threaten him?
No.
You mean you just said why? You just said like this?
I said
what?
it in a rude voice, yes.
In a rude voice?
In a rude voice, yeah.
And did you have the same kind of rude voice when you were talking to your mother?
No.
You mean you went over to her and you were very, very calm when you say, why did you share private information
Yes.
with
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Radcliffe? You said it quietly.
Not quietly, but in a normal voice.
Now, did you have any injuries as a result of this altercation with Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes, my back was killing me.
Your back was killing you?
Yeah.
When did it stop killing you?
Oh, a couple days after.
Now, your sister, at one point, came into the room when you were having this altercation with Mr. Radcliffe.
Yes.
Your sister's name is?
Jessica.
And how old is Jessica?
She's 19.
And Jessica took you out of the room?
Yeah.
Right. She said, calm down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Oh, you're good. You are good.
Can I see your medical bills, please? Now, Mrs. Hicks, did you ever tell Mr. Radcliffe that you would pay his medical bills?
No, ma'am. The only injuries he got was a couple rug burns. When he come up to my door and was banging on my door, he busted my door to pieces. He come in. Me and Wendell was standing in the kitchen talking. He got in his face. Wendell goes, Jeff, can you back up? And Jeff took his hands like this, went boom into the side of the cabinet. And Wendell was going like, you know, like this. What are you doing? He just started attacking him. He took him down. He broke my stove. He had him on the floor, punching him in the face.
Miss Hicks, listen to me very carefully. What you're telling me is that Mr. Radcliffe assaulted your son for no reason.
They got into it.
Shh. Is that right?
Yes.
And I have a question for you. After July 8th, 2003, did you ever sleep with Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Even though he assaulted your son without provocation. Is that right?
Yes. It was 3 days after the incident.
So 3 days after, it wasn't even 6 months later, it was 3 days after the incident that you, the mother of this assaulted child who had terrible backache from being assaulted without provocation from Mr. Radcliffe, went to bed with him.
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe, this is your problem, sir. I believe what you told me with regard to how this incident happened. Not everything. I think that you probably busted the door a little bit. I'm not sure whether Wendell opened the door calmly and said, why don't you come on in? I'm not sure about all those things. What I don't believe is that she agreed to pay your medical bills. And we know, I gather from these papers, that there is currently an action pending against you for stalking Miss Hicks. Now, I'm not getting into that, but according to Miss Hicks, you did not file this claim for your medical bills until a couple of days after she either filed and or served you with this stalking complaint, which is well over a year later, a year after the incident. So the issue that I have to resolve is whether she put you in harm's way or you put yourself in harm's way when you went over to her house. And there were several things that you could have done on the 8th of July. One of them is if you actually believed that Miss Hicks was in danger, you should have called the police.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
There's no question that the computer was broken.
We don't know that.
Well, I know that. I mean, did she have a vendetta against you?
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jeff Radcliffe says his ex-girlfriend Kim Hicks and her son, 15-year-old Wendell Hicks, promised to pay his medical bills after he had a fist fight with Wendell.
Now, you were angry because Wendell over here opened up his big fresh mouth to you and you went over there. And this altercation occurred because of that, because if you were genuinely concerned with Miss Hicks, you would have called 911 and said, get a squad car over there as soon as possible. Her son's beating her up. So you were annoyed with Wendell, and you went over there to confront him. And if you got hurt, that's the way it goes. Case is dismissed. That's all. Shows you counterclaim.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He broke my door down. He assaulted my child.
He has no respect for no one, let alone himself.
She showed my dad, myself, and my brother all bruises that she's gotten from all of her kids before.
I have never had any bruises on my body.
He's a bully of the neighborhood. He wants to pick on anybody and everybody.
They can think what they want to think. I know the truth.
The only reason why she filed this stalking order is because I've got a new girlfriend.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of LeManc versus Minor. Step forward.
23-year-old Gerald LeManc is suing fellow partygoer Daryl Minor for knocking over his laptop computer during a party. Gerald says Daryl had been drinking all day.
Mr. LeManc?
Yes.
You attended a 30th anniversary party at the home of the defendant?
No, it was at the home of a friend of mine.
Defendant was a guest.
Yes.
And you brought your computer with you in order to play music.
Correct.
And it is your claim that Mr. Minor damaged your computer.
Correct.
Mr. Minor says that you balanced this computer in a very precarious way, that he did bump into it, but nothing happened to it, and you shouldn't have brought it anyway. Right, so far?
Right, so far, yes.
Good. When was this party?
August 21st.
Now, what prompted you to bring your computer?
I brought the computer for musical entertainment.
Didn't they have a radio?
We did have a radio on top of 2 speakers, along with the computer.
Okay, so you had 2 big speakers. How tall were the speakers?
About 3 or 4 feet tall. I have pictures.
I'd like to see pictures.
I have pictures of where the computer was and that it was balanced on the speakers.
Oh, I see where it is. I see it's balanced on one of the speakers.
And the ground there was quite level, and the speakers were level.
I see where it's balanced on one of the speakers.
With room to spare. There's room around the whole computer.
It's balanced on one of the speakers. Okay, now who saw Mr. Minor damage the computer? Okay, step up. Who are you?
My name's Raylene Luby, and I'm his cousin.
Whose cousin?
Daryl, Mr. Minor.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a tent there, and so I went outside the tent by the computer and where the beer was, and I was getting a beer, and he came around the corner, and he said, "What are you doing?" And then all of a sudden, he fell forward onto his knees, and the thing slammed shut. The speaker moved. He straightened the speaker back up, stood back up. I walked around. I said, "Jerry, you better go look at your computer." Daryl fell on it.
When he fell on it, it was during the afternoon?
No, it was nighttime.
Had you spoken to Mr. Minor earlier that evening?
Yeah.
Was he fine?
Well, he was drunk.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. He was drunk?
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? I mean, you don't necessarily
been
go to a
drinking
party
all
and get
day.
drunk. What?
He was quite drunk.
So when he fell on the computer, he was drunk?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Go.
Your Honor, when I got there, it started at 3 o'clock. My wife and I showed up. They were playing Irish music. Party went on.
Can we get to the computer, Mr. Minor? Do you remember falling?
I remember hitting the speaker. I was going for a beer. There was a space maybe about 2 foot to get in there. The way the speaker was set up, it was set up so you had to go around it a little bit, which I did.
Did you have too much to drink, Mr. Minor? Your cousin says you did.
Well, they had Jello shots there.
Did you have too much to drink?
Did I have too much to drink? No, I was walking. I didn't have that much to drink.
I have 2 pictures there, Your Honor, with him with a beer cup in his hand, and he was drinking all day long.
Well, I assume that
It's
he
an
was.
anniversary party for my cousins.
Okay.
I live
So what
around the
happened?
corner.
So what happened to the computer? Is that what it looks like now?
Yes. The computer was damaged, the screen from here to here, and in between in the middle. And it's shattered.
What do you want to say? First, who are you?
I'm his wife.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to say that he wasn't the only one that was drunk. Everybody at the party was drunk. That's why I left early. I do not drink, and it's no fun being with a bunch of people who are drinking.
I'm with you.
So I left. So he was not the only one drunk, and he was not the only one who probably bumped into that speaker.
Well, that you don't know. All you know is that that's his cousin.
Right.
She said the computer was working on top of the speaker. He was drunk, and he fell over, and he knocked it over, and that's what happened.
Right, that's what she says, because she was drunk too.
That may be. However, there's no question that the computer was broken, right?
We don't know that.
Well,
It's broken now.
Well, I know that. I mean, did she have a vendetta against you? Listen, Mr. Minor, When you drink, and sometimes you don't remember what happens because you drink too much, sometimes it turns out okay, and sometimes it doesn't turn out okay. In this case, it did not turn out okay. He's allowed to bring his computer to the party. He's allowed to place it someplace, and if you weren't intoxicated, then I would say, well, it's an accident. You fell over, and that's what happens. But when you allow yourself to become inebriated to the extent where you're not steady on your feet and damage occurs, you're responsible, sir. There's no question you're responsible. Then there may have been a lot of other people who were drinking, and there may have been a lot of other people who could have fallen over, but they didn't. You did. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $757. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
If he would have stepped up like a man in the first place and paid for it, we wouldn't have had to worry about all this.
It's a party. They got Jello shots there. They had everything there, you know, vodka and watermelon and brownies, you know, it's good, that good kind of stuff.
When I called him about it a week later, he had forgotten all about it and denied being at the party.
8 hours of drinking, you know what I mean? Everybody was drinking all day long. It was 8 hours of drinking, things happen.
I really don't care if I ever see him again.
Yeah, this is case number 471 on the calendar in the matter of Key versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
You're going to find this really interesting, Bird. Guaranteed. You see Miss Johnson over here. Stopped by police for a traffic infraction. The first time you were stopped, what kind of violation was it, Miss Johnson?
Speeding.
Speeding? Mm-hmm. And how fast were you going?
I think I was going like 60, I think, 50.
Could you keep your voice up, please?
Like 60 or about 55.
And when she got stopped for speeding, according to the complaint, which is, you know, not disputed by the defendant, she gave her cousin's name. Your cousin?
Yeah. Yes,
she gave her cousin's name because she didn't want to get in trouble. And that worked out just fine, except she never showed up to pay the ticket or anything else. She just let it go. Right?
Yes.
Then she got stopped again. And she figured it worked so well the first time, according to her.
Why not?
Her cousin's name again.
This must be her favorite cousin.
And what did you get stopped for the second time, Miss Johnson?
Running a stoplight.
In what jurisdiction do you live?
Los Angeles.
She again gave her cousin's name.
Well, can I explain the first time, you know?
It's not funny. I don't think you're funny. I don't think you're funny at all. So let me go further, and then we're going to get the details of this fiasco because, you know, I like to sort of lay out the situation. So she gives her cousin's name twice. Her cousin finds out about it. How?
I was getting insurance on my car, and the lady notified me that my license was suspended, and I had 2 tickets on my record. And I could not get insurance until the license was cleared up.
So your license, they suspended your license?
Yes, ma'am.
You're lucky they didn't issue a warrant for your arrest.
Yes. And this was, I was driving around. I didn't find out till like 10 months later that my license, it has been suspended 5 months before I even knew about it.
So she and her cousin discuss it, and she decides to do the responsible civic thing and goes to court and pleads guilty.
I plead guilty.
Yeah, she pleads guilty.
Okay.
And and they assess her fines. And this is what the case is about. She wants her cousin to pay the fines, all the fines, for the 2 tickets she got.
Your Honor.
And the cousin says, no, we're family. Because I was trying to understand what your defense is. So before I go on, I want to tell you both the following. What you did was a crime, Miss Key. Do you know that?
No.
Well, I'm going to explain that to you. When you go into court and you pled guilty, someone said to you, raise your right hand, you swear to tell the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
And then they said to you, what is your name?
Dwani Key.
And you told them your name. And then they said, how are you pleading? Guilty. You said, I'm pleading guilty. And you're pleading guilty because you were guilty.
No, ma'am.
Well, that's what you were doing. When you enter a plea of guilty, what you're doing is you are perpetrating a fraud on the court. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a crime. You can't do that. You can't do that. And when you gave her name, That is a crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Is this the first time somebody told you it was a crime?
No, it's not.
When for the first time did somebody tell you it was a crime, Miss Johnson?
The second time after I did it.
You mean you didn't know the first time?
Well, the first time I was intoxicated and I just said the first thing came to my mind.
So not only were you speeding, you were drunk and speeding.
It was my birthday. Well, I mean, I was turning 21. So I was intoxicated that day.
Judge, the only reason why I pled guilty, she agreed to pay me. So we didn't have to go through all these court processes. She said, I'll pay you for it, don't worry about it. Under that, I said, okay. Once I got that money, I told her, this is how much it costs, you owe me this, and it has to be done by August 8th. That was our court date. I didn't get any money but $50 from her.
Just a second. You have a driver's license?
Yes, I do.
Go get it.
Your Honor,
Go
at the time she did.
get your driver's license.
I didn't bring it with me today.
Go get your pocketbook. Get it and bring it in. Fast.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you out of your mind?
Judge Judy. Dewanique Key says her cousin, Datiana Johnson, used her identity during 2 traffic stops. Datiana claims on the first occasion, she was drunk.
Empty your pocketbook. Is that your driver's license?
My California ID.
I'll take it. Now empty your pocketbook. I want the driver's license.
I don't have the driver's license here.
And empty your pocketbook.
You want me to take everything out of my purse?
I want you to give me your driver's license.
I didn't bring it. I didn't drive today.
Unless this court receives your driver's license, madam, within 3 days, it is my intention to inform the police department in Los Angeles to confiscate your driver's license. Do we understand each other? Do we understand each other?
Yes. Can I ask why, though? I mean, this is
because you perpetrated a fraud on the court. Her driver's license was suspended when yours should have been suspended. Don't you get that?
And I had a face to appear.
Don't you get that? Your driver's license should have been suspended. You were driving, according to you, drunk. You got a speeding ticket. You gave somebody else's name. The second time, you did the same thing. You ran a red light and gave somebody else's name, and you still have a driver's license. Your driver's license should have been suspended. And if I don't get your driver's license so that you don't have it, it is my intention to inform the police department in Los Angeles, which I may do anyway. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
This belongs to me. Now, you have 30 seconds to tell me why you don't owe those fines.
Because I was under the impression that she did community service.
Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind?
Well, she told me she was going to do community service
She's
for
not
her.
doing community service for you. Why should she do community service for you? What are you doing?
She was doing it for herself.
I don't understand what you mean she was doing it for herself.
Meaning because that's my name.
I don't understand what you mean she was doing it for herself.
Because she called me and told me that the judge ordered her to do community service. So when she told me that, I thought it was taken care of.
What do you do for a living?
Right now, I'm not employed.
How do you support yourself?
I have ways.
How do you support yourself?
My daughter's father.
Supports you?
Child support, basically.
Who do you live with?
My mother.
Why don't you work?
I was employed. I just recently stopped.
Why?
I was working through an agency, and they're looking for another job for me.
What kind of car do you drive?
A Cadillac.
I asked you a question. An answer I want.
A Cadillac. 98.
In whose name is the car?
It's in my name.
Where is it registered?
In Los Angeles.
Yes.
She just got that car, so she had plenty of time to pay me back. This car is brand new. Paid cash.
You must get a lot of child support. In any event, Ms. Key, to whom do you owe the fines?
The Los Angeles District Court from Traffic Division, I believe.
And how much is owed to them?
Roughly $1,700. One ticket was $1,189, and the second ticket was $565.
Now, Miss Key.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't get any award for brains, because what you did was so wrong. And I understand that you may feel as if, well, it's family and you didn't want her to get into trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
But what you did was against the law. You do understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you deserve to have a consequence. I assume that you did already have a consequence.
I had enough.
You had enough?
Yes.
I believe that that's probably true. She hasn't had any yet, but believe me, she's going to have plenty, because she's not going to have a license to drive around in this new Cadillac that's in her name. Because I had this. And the police department is going to be notified of her scam. You get it? Perfect. $1,754, judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just think this is absolutely ridiculous.
I'm happy with the decision.
I know I did something wrong, but, you know...
This is on my record.
I gave her $50.
$50? Come on.
Some people don't get nothing.
The ticket's, what, $1,700? $50 couldn't make or break our tickets.
Yeah, just have to get over it now.
I hope that she doesn't do it again.
She got her ruling, and now leave me alone.
She keeps where she stays, I keep where I stay.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Miller versus Simpson. Step forward.
25-year-old Leah Miller is suing her ex-roommate, 21-year-old waitress Angelica Simpson, for her share of the furniture purchased for their apartment.
Miss Miller, you and Miss Simpson were friends and roommates for a while. You claimed that when she moved out, she took half the furniture in the apartment that you had both purchased on a credit card.
Correct.
You're stuck with the credit card, and she took half the furniture.
Correct.
Ms. Simpson says she did not take half the furniture.
Correct.
She only took a bed.
A bedroom set.
Bed. And she left items there that are worth far more than the bed that she took. Now, when did you move in together?
February of 2005.
Was it a one-year lease?
It was actually 15 months.
And when did you move out?
I left the last weekend in January.
And that was by agreement?
Correct.
When did you purchase the furniture?
February of 2005.
What did you purchase?
She purchased a bedroom set. I purchased a bedroom set.
When you say she purchased a bedroom set and you purchased one, were they purchased on two different credit cards or one credit card?
No, they did a joint account for both of us. So we were both liable for it.
Okay. Continue.
I also purchased a living room set, and she purchased her bedroom set, which included a bed, a dresser, an end table, a mattress. I purchased the same thing, plus a living room set, which included a couch, a coffee table, an ottoman, and a love seat.
Okay, go ahead.
One night, I came home, and I saw her and her friends playing quarters on my brand new coffee table. I confronted her about it.
When you say you purchased the living room furniture,
yes,
were you jointly paying the bill with her?
We had separated her cost for my cost, and we came up with an agreement that she would pay me $60 a month for her portion, and then I would pay the rest.
She only has responsibility for the bedroom furniture.
Correct.
And that's all that you're suing for.
Well, also, as the time went on, as we were living together, I found things missing from my room.
I don't care about things missing from you.
Lock to put on there, and I came home with her playing games on my...
Listen to me. I don't care if you had to put a lock on your room. I read it. You had to put a lock on your room for $2?
It was actually 15. Yeah.
In the scheme of things, you're talking about nothing.
Well, I had things missing from my room. Shirts, underwear I had missing from my room.
Good. I'm not bothering with that.
Yeah. Okay.
You had other people living there, other people staying there, other people staying over. Don't bother me with nonsense. You hear about furniture.
Well,
Don't throw in the kitchen sink to a lawsuit because judges get irritated, especially this one. Okay. How much was your bedroom furniture?
The whole set together was around $1,300. It was like $1,300 and some change. Actually, Honor, I have evidence that hers was $1,412. That would be including the tax, probably.
$1,412. And how much of that did you pay, Miss Simpson?
I started paying her when I moved out. Like I said, I left a TV there that I had purchased for $500. There's also entertainment center, dishes, mirrors, things of that nature that were there that I had left there that I didn't take.
Just a second. Did you have, Ms. Simpson, any agreement?
Yes.
Listen, you're not letting me finish my sentence. Did you have an agreement with Miss Miller that in lieu of paying your portion of the bill, $1,412, you were going to leave items in the apartment?
No.
Then I'm not interested in what you left.
But that's where I was going with this. I had moved out of the apartment and had paid her $55 for so on months. Then
just a second.
It was.
You talk
I
very.
didn't start. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
You paid her $55 a month for how many months?
It was for 6 months.
Okay.
No.
Shh, just a second. $55 a month for 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, that would be $330.
Yes. Go ahead. Then I'm a waitress, so I make all my money in tips, and I was paying her in cash. A incident arose with my mom when she pointed out that it was both my name and Miss Miller's name on the contract. So if I was paying her the money, how would I know that she was paying it to More Furniture? So I went into More Furniture and wanted to separate my name for her name on the account. They told me I was not allowed to do that. Correct. And that if we didn't pay off the money by the date with no interest, we would have to pay all of the back interest. When I brought this up to her, she did not want to give me receipts for the back payments, nor she had also moved out of the state and had given me a P.O. box where I could send her money, but I wasn't getting anything in return for paying her money. So my agreement was, well, if you're not...
What do you mean your agreement?
My side of it was, if you're not going to be proving to me that I'm paying you and give me a copy of the statement, then I will pay the money directly to More Furniture, but not to you.
So
you don't need to be the middleman.
Did you do that?
No, because she hasn't been making the payments. They told me that...
Don't tell me what they told you.
Okay.
Do you have your statement?
Yeah, I have all the statements right here.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Here's the statement.
Sorry. How much money, if any, did she give you after she moved out?
$320.
No, she's making the payments.
Well, and this is my issue is, like you said, my furniture and her furniture is together, and there wasn't a minimum payment. So when or if it's not paid off, it's still going to hurt my credit. That's what I'm saying. I have no problem paying the furniture. That's not the issue. I will pay the furniture and More Furniture. It was contacting Leah to make the payment.
But right now it's more than $1,412 because right now they've added interest.
Right.
Right.
But they won't separate us from each other. That's why.
So just a second. Well, she's paying something. You're paying nothing.
Sure. No, and I understand that. But
but you have to pay something, madam. Where are you sleeping?
Well, I have a house.
You're sleeping on the bed.
Yes.
So you have to pay something.
I understand that, but I have to pay the furniture.
I don't see that. Where are you standing there all by yourself with a big smile? Where is the agreement that you have with More Furniture?
I can't get a copy of it because my name and her name's on it without her permission.
Just a second. So how can you have an agreement without a copy of the contract?
Well, that would be the original contract.
No.
Okay.
1,412 less 320 is $1,092.
Can I say something?
Sure.
In the months that I have been paying it, I've had to pay extra, and I was working 2 jobs. I know it's $60.
That's good for you.
But I have had back payments and all this stuff that I've had to come up with.
Good. That's what happens when you act stupid and take out a joint credit card with somebody. She owes you $1,092. And as soon as you receive that money, you will sign an agreement with her that the court will prepare that you are totally indemnifying her against any claim by Miller Furniture for this furniture, and they can deduct forthwith from your salary or your income tax refund, if any. Okay. You do work, don't you?
Yes.
Perfect. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,092. Wait around to sign the contract. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I bought the furniture. I owed money for the furniture. It's going to the right person, not the middle person, so I'm okay with it. Justice has been served. I'm not petty. I'm not going to come after someone for damage to a coffee table. I think when you live with someone, you should have respect for all the household belongings. I'm kind of embarrassed that I was friends with someone like that for so long. You can't trust everyone you would like to, and you can't be gullible. Don't get a joint credit card with somebody. It's not a good idea. I just hope that...
Sworn in, you may be seated. Sir, have a seat.
Mr. Blackstock, you worked as a manager in a store where the defendant was employed. It is your claim that she had you falsely arrested for sexual battery. You want to be compensated with your legal fees. You want to be compensated for mental anguish and lost wages. The defendant says that her allegations, despite the fact that her case was dismissed, her allegations were true. Is it Miss Edson?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
23.
What kind of store was this?
A hardware store.
How did you get the job?
My ex-boyfriend had already been working for Mr. Windsor.
He's the owner of the store?
Yes, ma'am.
And you got a job doing what?
Working in the hardware store, cleaning, helping with sales.
When did you start working?
I think September 2008.
And Mr. Blackstock was your manager?
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to describe to me what you found offensive with Mr. Blackstock's behavior.
I found offensive.
No, look at me. Don't look down. I want you to look at me. Tell me when it started and what the conduct was.
I started in September 2008. Everything was going really well. About 2 weeks in, Mr. Blackstock had gotten a little flirty.
Flirty is a conclusion. Tell me what he did and what he said.
He would smack me on my bottom. He would...
Just a minute. So he would hit you on the behind?
Yes, ma'am.
When, for the first time, did he do that?
I'd say about 3 weeks after I started the job.
And how many times did he do that?
I don't know, at least once a day, probably.
And when, for the first time, did you tell your boyfriend that this happened?
I didn't.
No, look at me.
I didn't. I told my mother. She told him.
When did you tell your mother that this happened? Don't look down.
Probably
look
in October.
At me. So you told your mother that he hit you on the behind. Is that right?
Yes.
Did your mother testify?
Ma'am.
Did you tell the district attorney that you had told your mother about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Did the district attorney interview your mother?
No, ma'am.
When did you tell your boyfriend?
When he confronted me about my mother telling him in October.
When was that? In October. And what did you say to him?
I told him everything that had been going on.
Well, tell me everything that had been going on. So far, I heard that he hit you in the behind.
I told Mr. Creighton how he would smack my bottom, that he had touched my breast a few times through my shirt over the clothes.
When did he do that?
I don't remember specific dates. This is something I've tried to forget.
Well, is it September, October?
This would probably still be in October.
Did you tell your mother about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Also at the time that it happened?
I told her probably about a week after or so.
When did you stop working there?
The end of October 2008.
Did your mother tell you to not go back to the job as soon as you told her that it happened?
Yes, she was very upset about the whole thing. She didn't want me going back, but I was being watched by the state because I have a 2-year-old child. Well, he was 2 now, but I was being watched by the state, so I couldn't afford to leave my job.
What were you being watched by the state for?
Testing positive for different drugs when I was pregnant.
So the child was born with a positive toxicology for drugs?
No, I was. He was negative.
He was negative. Who does the child live with now?
His father.
Is that by court order?
Yes.
So I assume that you tested positive for drugs again?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you break up with the child's father?
January of 2009.
Were you using drugs in September and October of 2008?
I'm sure I was.
Where were you getting the money from to buy the drugs?
Working.
How much were you paid an hour?
7 or 8. Don't really remember. Like I said, this whole situation is...
Well, the reason I ask you this question, Miss Edson, is that Mr. Blackstock's allegation is that there was money missing from the store and that there were only a few people who had access to that money. And he says that in his complaint that when you were confronted about the missing money from the store, you left, which is what you seem to indicate in your answer.
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And then within days of that, you made your allegation to the police about Mr. Blackstock's sexual harassment. Is that how it worked?
No, it's not.
Well, when did you leave the store?
I remember it was in October. Mr. Windsor, the owner, had come and spoke to me about $10 or something missing out of the safe. And I was upset because prior to this, I had told Mr. Blackstock that all of this would have to end or that I was going to do something about it. And then I come in 2 days later and there's a note saying I stole something. I've never been in trouble for stealing, nor have I ever stole.
What kind of drugs were you taking?
Benzodiazepines.
Where'd you get them?
People.
That you had to pay for?
Yes, ma'am.
How much after you left the store did you report Mr. Blackstock to the police?
After calling my boyfriend that day when I left the store, he told me to do it immediately.
Don't tell me what he told you.
I went to Hurlock Police Department the same day.
You've made a lot of mistakes so far in your life, Miss Edson. That be a fair statement?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Blackstock. Now I'll hear from you.
Good morning, Judge. I'd like to introduce my witness. To begin with, this is the owner of the store that I worked at, where I managed at. It's Mr. William Windsor.
Okay, go ahead.
On November 7th, I was arrested in the store that I managed. And
have you ever been arrested before, Mr. Blackstock?
I was arrested one time beginning of the year for cutting some trees in a neighbor's yard that obstructed the traffic. And had a little problem in town, and I was called.
How old are you?
I'm 59 right now.
Well, in your almost 60 years, were these the only 2 arrests that you've had? One
Yeah, I
for
had a
cutting down
bad
trees?
year last year.
Okay. So on November 7th, 2009, you were arrested in your store.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I have documents here that show that these were the charging documents.
I'd like to see the charging
I have
documents.
here, there's that one, and it has a statement from Ms. Edson on the back.
Okay, let's go back to you, Miss Edson. I have that he slapped you on the behind and, according to you, touched your breasts on at least one occasion, correct?
And there's more.
I want you to tell me what else.
The one afternoon, I can tell you it was between 3 and 4 p.m. because guiding light was on. There was 2 computer chairs without the backs to them in the front of the store. When it got slowed, we would watch TV if everything else in the store was done. And I had laid across both of them and was watching the TV, and Mr. Blackstock came and laid on top of me until I told him to get off of me.
Explain to me how he did that.
I was on my stomach on the 2 chairs, the 2 bottom of the computer chairs, just the seats, not the backs. And he just laid on top of me out of nowhere. Just came up behind me. And then when I told him to get off, he laughed. He thought it was funny.
Go ahead. What else?
That pretty much sums it up.
Okay, so let me understand what we have. We have that he hit you on the behind.
Yes, ma'am.
That he grabbed your breasts.
Yes, ma'am.
How many times?
Twice, that was it.
Twice. You remember when?
I don't remember dates or anything. I didn't even want to be here around him. I thought I'd never see him again.
Well, you forgot to tell me how he shook you. How'd he do that?
The counter in the store was like a square with one open to come in or out of it. He was standing inside of like where the counter went around, and I was to the right side of the counter. He had one hand on my shoulder, one hand on my neck, and he shook me twice.
Explain to me exactly how he did that. Would you stand next to her? You're not afraid of her, are you? I want to see how he did that.
Former employee Kelly Edson had him falsely arrested for sexual misconduct. He says Kelly made the accusation shortly after being fired for stealing.
Go.
What am I showing you on him?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. He had reached over and he had one hand here and one hand like right here on my neck, and it shook.
And what did he say to you when he shook you?
Where he had laid on me in the store, and he was trying to tell me that it was okay, that I would be fine, and to get over it.
Shh, just a second. So you were upset because he had laid on you in the store, and that was the same day
Yes,
that he
ma'am.
shook you?
Yes, ma'am.
So he laid on top of you and you got upset. And
ma'am.
tell me what happened when you got upset.
I went back, this little tiny bathroom they had in the back of the store, and when I come out, I guess he could have tell that I was upset from crying, because I didn't say anything to him other than when I told him to get off of me.
And then, is that when he shook you?
He was just telling me that it was fine. He was just playing, and I told him I didn't think it was funny. And at this time,
Is that when he shook you?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not what you swore to the police. What you said in your sworn complaint to the police was,
like I told you,
I'm speaking, says that on or about October 16th, 2008, that he laid on top of me. On or about October 23rd, he shook me twice. Did you make a mistake about that?
I don't know.
Well, you did. Made a mistake.
Oh, well.
Mm-hmm. You also say that he put you in a headlock twice and put one hand close to my neck and the other hand on my shoulder and shook the out of me. All right, Mr. Blackstone. Go ahead.
I have documents here that show where when I was arrested and everything, I put up $5,000.
I understand that.
Okay.
Now what you have to establish to my satisfaction, sir, is that these allegations were false.
Okay.
And that's by not here beyond a reasonable doubt, but the quantum of proof that you have to deal with is more evidence than not. A little bit of evidence.
Well,
I understand you were arrested. I understand you put up bail. I understand all of that. And if I find that by more evidence than not, I'm not satisfied that these allegations are true, then you'd be successful.
Right. Well, I was arrested, and I have evidence.
I understand you were arrested.
And I have the papers that show where I was acquitted of all the charges.
That doesn't mean that it didn't happen. That just means that a jury found beyond a reasonable doubt that it didn't happen.
Okay.
Or that the prosecutor had not proven their case beyond a reasonable doubt. That doesn't mean that you are successful in a civil suit.
Okay.
You understand that?
Well, I also have a taped transcript from the trial in here that I brought with me, but I also have excerpts of the trial on tape, that certain excerpts of where she testified.
I'd like to hear that. Bird, would you get it up here?
Okay, there you go.
State your name and address for the record. George Cullen, 3618 Maryland.
Okay, and you work at the hardware store?
That's correct.
Okay. While you were there, did you ever see any problems between Mr. Blackstock and Miss Eidson?
At no time during those occasions where we were all working together in the store did I notice anything that was not what would be typical of a supervisor-employee relationship.
Okay. Did you ever see Mr. Blackstock do anything inappropriate to Miss Eidson?
No, sir, I did not.
How did it appear to be the relationship between Mr. Blackstock and Miss Eidson?
There seemed to be a general friendly relationship.
Okay. Did you ever see Miss Eidson initiate any physical contact with Mr. Blackstock?
On a couple of different occasions, I've witnessed and observed her run up and hug him and grab him and call him Poppy.
Poppy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I had another tape from the trial.
Is this finished?
I think so.
Miss Eidson, did you ever, at any time during the course of your employment in the hardware store, refer to Mr. Blackstock as Poppy?
Yes, it was a thing we had because I knew Mr. Blackstock from a previous foster home I had been in.
So the answer is that you did call him Poppy.
Which is Spanish for father.
Right. Now, did you ever run up to him in front of the other employee and hug him and call him Poppy?
No.
If I were to call this other person and ask him that question, do you think he would respond that you did or did not?
I don't know, because I know you're referring to Mr. Cullen, which is an alcoholic. Somebody I had to call the owner of the store and tell him that he's hiding a bottle of vodka under my truck tire while we're working. He was getting drunk and getting belligerent and ignorant with customers. So I could only imagine what somebody like that would have to say.
Go ahead.
It's a fact, is it not, that you were very concerned about being accused of stealing at this job, weren't you?
It upset me, yes.
And the reason that you were so concerned about that is that that had been something that had happened to you at your last 3 employments before this.
No. The job before, I had gotten robbed for, I don't know, a substantial amount.
$330?
I guess that's right.
Right. And then, in addition to that, there was, you got robbed at that job, allegedly, right?
I did get robbed.
Okay. And then there was another $216.31 that was missing on your last day of employment there. Isn't that right?
What does this have to do with the case?
Ma'am? Wait for a question. The point is, at this last job, there had been these accusations and an innuendo that you had stolen money, correct?
In one job before, yes.
Okay. And so when all this comes up that you're being accused of stealing at this job, that was a real problem for you, wasn't it?
I guess.
Okay. And as you indicated in your affidavit and in your testimony, you had this other event that happened many, many years ago where there was this allegation of sexual impropriety, right? With Mr. Smooth, yes, correct.
Yeah.
Right? Right. And Mr. ended up going to jail, right?
Yes.
But he never got convicted, right?
Not that I remember now.
Okay. So on this day, isn't it a fact, ma'am, that what happened was that you've been accused of stealing again, and you decided that you were going to make up this story about Gary Blackstock, and that's why you never told anybody that these things happened before that day. Isn't that a fact?
Yeah, I want to go through this all over again for nothing.
Okay. No further questions.
It's just excerpts of the thing. It may be, yeah.
Ms. Edson, Mr. Blackstock's attorney asks you a question that indicates that you told the court that you hadn't told anyone about these instances that were happening in the hardware store.
That day was one of the hardest days for me. My state's attorney called me one day, asked me if I had any witnesses. Other than that, I had to pull my case together by myself. I had to go to the library and figure out what I had to prove and everything else. I had no help.
That's not what I asked you.
I told my mother, because my mother told Scott, or Rankin, and Rankin's the one that told me that I needed to do something about it, because if not, he was going to.
Well, when you swear under oath that you told nobody about what happened to you, and you tell me today, again under oath, that you told your mother and you told your boyfriend, I have a problem with that.
No, I told my mother. She told my ex-boyfriend.
I understand that, but then you had been speaking to him. I mean, at the time, were you together?
Sort of, not really.
Well, sort of. You were together. If you were together, sort of, it's something that you would have discussed with him, especially if he brought it up to you after you had discussed it with your mother. But you swore under oath. Could you explain to me why you
Because my problems are my problems, and I don't drag the whole world into my problems.
That's not the answer, madam. I don't believe that for 1 minute. First of all, you were abusing drugs while you were there. That is clear to me. So you weren't in total control of your faculties if you were abusing drugs while you were working in September, October, and into November. That's a problem. Now, if you don't remember, you certainly didn't remember certain of the things that you swore to in your affidavit. And the story that you told me about this sitting on top of you and then being shaken on the same day when you were upset, that is a totally different story that you presented to the district attorney in your sworn affidavit. It happened 9 days apart, according to your sworn statement that was on October 30th, as close to the event as you can get it. Do you understand my problem? Do you understand my problem?
I hear you.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Thank you very much. That's all. I hope she can pay it. Goodbye.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out, ma'am.
It's just nice to know the government will pay a potential child molester.
Well, it was very detrimental to us because it hurt work. It hurt the business.
I own the business. It is in a small town.
It hurt me very deeply because people would come in and they thought, hey, this is a dirty old man, you know, fooling with a young girl or something. And
I hired him in the store. He'd worked with other women in the store.
It didn't happen. It's, you know.
Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ms. Bianchi, the defendant is a former boyfriend of yours who you claim assaulted you, causing you to injure yourself in your college dormitory.
Correct.
When did this happen?
It was on May 23rd.
Tell me about the incident that caused this injury.
Well, what led up to it, it was really, our relationship was volatile for the past few months, issues with drugs and trying to get off of them. There was a lot of tension, and he was angry with me, I was angry with him. I was pushed down some stairs and hurt.
No. Don't go there yet.
Okay.
He came over to your dorm.
He lived in my dorm. We lived in the same one.
And you're sitting where, in a living room area?
Yes. We were watching a TV show.
Was there anybody else there?
Yes, there was. There was probably 5 people.
And what happened? You're watching television, another 5 people are there.
We had gotten in a little squabble about something and arguing back and forth.
What had you gotten into a squabble about?
I honestly don't remember. It was always something, though. Something.
So you were talking during the television program?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody tell you to be quiet?
No.
Okay. What happened next?
We were both kind of really angry with each other. And then just some, like, pushing and shoving.
What do you mean pushing and shoving?
What?
Shh. What do you mean pushing and shoving?
Back and forth.
Who started pushing?
It was both at the same time.
So you were pushing each other on the shoulders?
Kind of like back and forth. And then.
How did that happen? What do you mean back and forth? Explain that to me.
We were angry with each other, and he had ice also. He was throwing it at me. And after we were done pushing each other, we got up. And then that's when everything started leading to this.
Well, so after you were pushing each other on the couch, then you both got up at the same time?
Yes.
And what happened when you got up?
What happened when we had gotten up was, since we were hitting each other, he wanted to hold me down. He held me down onto the floor. I couldn't move.
Yes.
We got back up. I went after him. Going after him, I still needed to speak with him.
What do you mean you went after him?
Walked after him.
So he went to walk away?
Yes.
He went to leave?
Mm-hmm.
And you went after him?
Yeah,
so his
to
back
speak
is
with
towards
him
you?
about yes.
So his back is towards you. And what happened at that point?
He turned around, and I got pushed across the room.
What?
And into the sunken den. There's 2 stairs, and heard a snap.
And that's when you hurt your leg?
Yes.
And you were on crutches for a while?
Yes.
You lost your job?
Mm-hmm.
And you had expenses?
Yes.
Right? And you want him to pay you $5,000?
Huh?
Okay. Now let me hear your version of these events.
We were sitting down as she said, things were we did argue a lot. That was the extent of it, verbal arguments. And we're sitting down watching a TV show, watching Dawson's Creek season finale. I could give a crap about Dawson's Creek. I had...
Excuse me.
Thank you. I had a 10-page paper due the next day.
I'm not interested in your paper.
I'm sorry, I'm procrastinating, so I got up, and I said, I'm going to go write my paper. And she said, you're... Excuse my language, but out of nowhere. And I was like, what? And as soon as I turned around and said, what? She picked up a Starbucks mug and threw it straight at my genitalia. And she had pretty good aim, because I lifted my knee like this, and it hit me right in the shin. And getting hit in the shin hurts really bad. It left a knot like about that big around on my shin, about that much inch raised off my shin, bleeding. I was like, ow! And then, sorry, I'm just trying to, it was crazy. So I grabbed her by arms, and I set her down, like, you know, I was really stern, and I set her down on the couch, right where she was sitting. Then she got up and threw it. I put her back on the couch. I started walking away, really mad. Started walking towards my dorm, right? She was right about my back being turned towards her. She came, the reason I looked back was because she was screaming. She was like, ah, coming after me, and all I seen was arms flailing like this, and I protected myself, and I blocked her arms, I grabbed her, I wrestled her onto the ground, and it wasn't that hard. I'm a state champion wrestler, and it wasn't that hard, and so I took her down, held her there, give her time to like think and maybe stop. No, as soon as I let her go, she jumped right back to her feet, came right at me again, scratched me. I held her again, put her down to the ground. Her hands got away. She hit me twice in the face, and we stood up. I had Courtney by the arms right here, holding her arms so she couldn't hit me anymore. And I said, you know what, and I said, it's over. I'm done, because I just don't deal with the physical violence. That's not who I am. And she came at me with that, and I told her that's it. And that's when I broke up with her.
Okay, and you pushed her and she fell.
Yeah, she stumbled back. There's a step going into the den. She tripped. She fell on her butt. I can't see how she could have tore a ligament.
She tore a ligament in her leg.
Yeah, so it happened, you know, but it was out of self-defense.
Miss Bianchi, who started the physical stuff, Miss Bianchi?
Who started the physical? It was on both of our parts.
Then you got the worst of the bargain.
But I don't consider the shoving and verbal need for me to be thrown back down some stairs.
Well, sometimes that happens. You said that you were in a physical fight with him. Somebody always is going to get the bad, worse part of the deal. Somebody's always going to end up the loser in a physical fight.
That's what I'm saying, though. It didn't get too physical until he actually had
That's
thrown
not
me.
true. There's no question in my mind that you slapped him, right?
After he had been holding me down, yes.
Well,
it wasn't on the couch that he had set me down.
Let me tell you something. He was holding you down for a reason. What do you think the reason was that he got you to the ground and he was holding you down?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think he was holding you down?
Because I was yelling at him close face to face.
No. But you just told me you were fighting with each other. Physically.
Pushing, shoving.
Well, that's what he did. That's what he did. You pushed him, he pushed you, you pushed him, he pushed you, you fell, and you hurt yourself. What do you want from the courts?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Courtney Bianchi says ex-boyfriend Nikishna Myron injured her ankle during an assault. Nikishna says Courtney started it by throwing a coffee cup at him.
Go ahead.
I want him to be responsible for his actions, because after this had happened, he told me, I'll pay for whatever it cost, that it was his fault.
It wasn't his fault.
He admitted guilt to it, and he offered to pay for the medical bills that were
Did you offer to pay for the medical bills?
I offered to help. Trying to be a good human being, and we were broken up. I didn't want nothing to deal with her, but I knew medical bills were expensive. I said, I'll help.
You'll help pay the medical bills.
And then I told
Well, then
her,
you agreed to pay the medical
when
bills.
I could.
He said he would pay for all of them.
And she said, well, and I stopped talking to her over the summer, and she's all, well, when am I going to get the money? I said, well, I got to deal with, like, rent first. You know, I got to survive.
Just a second. So you agreed to pay for, according to you, some of the medical bills.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. That was very generous of you. But if you agreed to pay for it, that's an agreement that you had with her. So you have to pay for some of her medical bills. He doesn't pay for anything else, madam. You want him to pay $5,000. How much were your medical bills?
$15.98 for the emergency room, $70 for x-rays.
And how much of that was reimbursed by insurance?
None.
Why not?
It was because of the way that it happened. I had to be taken to an emergency room. I heard a snap, and I didn't want to wait around to be taken to one of the planned facilities.
So you don't have insurance that covers emergency room treatment?
I do, have insurance as long as I go through my provider.
What kind of provider do you have?
Kaiser Permanente.
Did you submit the bill to Kaiser?
Yes. And they sent me back a bill saying this is how much you owe, that they didn't cover it.
Well, then let me see that. Let me see the letter from Kaiser.
That's what they sent me is the bill. They submitted it from the emergency room, which was Irvine Medical Center, to Kaiser, and Kaiser sent me the bill.
Okay.
For it.
All right, your total medical bills was $1,668. You don't get anything for pain and suffering, you don't get anything for lost wages, you don't get anything for your aggravation, and you get half your medical bills because you are at least half responsible for what happened that day. Just because you enter into an argument that escalates into physical violence with somebody, and even if the somebody happens to be a man, that doesn't mean that if you get the worst end of the deal or the short end of the stick, you get compensated. Quite
All
frankly,
I'm saying is, because of his past, he says he's not that kind of person. I have a lot of things right here.
I'm not interested in a lot
that he is.
I'm not interested in a lot of things. You didn't tell me about throwing the Starbucks coffee cup at him. How come?
After he held me down?
How come you didn't tell me about throwing the Starbucks coffee cup at him?
I don't know. I'm guessing I'm kind of nervous and I forgot about it.
Right.
Your Honor?
What?
I just don't feel I should pay her anything because I think she's exaggerating this whole thing. It's a big facade. She wasn't that hurt.
She went to the emergency room. I wouldn't ordinarily give her a thing, quite frankly, sir.
She was...
Listen to me.
Okay.
I wouldn't give her a farthing. But you agreed to help her with her medical bills.
Understand.
And then, after you agreed to help her with her medical bills, you said, well, I got other bills to pay. I got rent that I got to deal with and other things, but you had agreed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
So, if it wasn't for that agreement, I wouldn't give her anything. We understand each other?
Understand.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $834. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have papers right here for his DUI, shoplifting, purchasing airline tickets on stolen credit cards.
2 weeks later, she wasn't even hurt. She was jumping on the bed naked in the dorms in front of 1,000 people, enough to hit her head 3 times on the ceiling.
Stay away from drug addicts.
I wouldn't recommend going out with this woman. Stay away.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pettigrew, Ray versus Alexander. Step forward, please.
Daycare provider Denise Ray and her children, 13-year-old Jawan Pettigrew and 10-year-old Ebony Pettigrew, are suing former friend, 55-year-old school teacher William Alexander, for the return of 2 $1,000 savings bonds.
Ms. Ray, according to your complaint, you've known the defendant for most of your life. Is that right?
Yeah.
He's been sort of a mentor to you and to your family. According to him, he even raised one of your children. Is that right?
No, not necessarily.
Well, what do you mean not necessarily? You had 3 children?
Yes, I did.
An older boy?
Yes.
Did the oldest boy live with you continuously until he reached the age of 18?
No.
Who did he live with?
The defendant.
Right. Well, that's what I said.
Okay.
According to you, there came a time several years ago when you came into some money as a result of a claim because of the earthquake in California. You had a couple of $1,000, and you wanted to put aside some of that money for your children.
Yeah.
So you asked the defendant to get savings bonds for your 3 children.
Yes.
How much money did you give him to get the savings bonds?
$1,500.
$1,500. So
Yes.
you wanted a $500 savings bond for each of your 3 children.
Yes.
Now, one of the children, the oldest child, whose name is?
Edward.
Edward. Did Edward get his bond?
He's here, yes.
Edward?
Yeah.
Did you get your bond?
Yeah.
From Mr. Alexander.
Yeah.
That leaves 2 $500 bonds left.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
That Mr. Alexander is holding for your children. And you want?
The bond's double value, Your Honor, to $1,000.
Well, when did you give him the money?
In '94.
Okay.
August 8th, well, approximately August 8th,
Okay.
1994.
Where are the bonds, Mr. Alexander?
I have them here, and they were
May I
purchased.
see them, please?
Yes.
Sir. Sir.
Okay. And they were purchased
August 11th, 1994.
3 days off.
Well, they are $1,000 bonds.
Yes.
In the names of the children or Mr. Alexander, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Tell me why you want these bonds now. Tell me why you want to hold them for your children.
Because I want no more dealings with Mr. William Alexander. Of course, I know some statements were made in his statement regarding my lifestyle at the time. I'm not in denial anymore. Yes, I had a substance abuse history. But the thing about it, what led up to my substance abuse history was kept hidden in the dark for years.
Was that his fear? And was that your fear? Is that why you gave him the money to buy the bonds for the children rather than buying them yourself?
No, at the time that we were to purchase the bonds, I didn't have Edward's Social Security number. The day that we were at the bank purchasing the bonds, I filled out all the original paperwork with my name as payee for these children until they turned 18 for these bonds. Mr. Alexander asked me to let him hold the money and the paperwork until that following Monday. I says, okay, I'll trust you. Come that following week, when I asked Mr. Alexander for the bonds or my money, he told me he wasn't giving them to me.
I assume that you let him hold these bonds all of these years because you trusted him.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You trusted him, and he certainly did everything that he could to live up to that trust because here are the bonds. He hasn't done anything with them. Here they are.
Okay, but, Your Honor, it's more to the story than... I don't want no more dealings with Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander is...
You don't want any more dealings with Mr. Alexander. Do you have a problem with her holding the bonds for the children?
No, I don't have a problem at all.
Fine. Good.
Okay.
Because she really can't cash them.
No.
Because they are for either of the children or you.
Exactly.
So if she went in to cash the bonds, she could not cash them. These bonds are going to have to sit there until the children reach their majority.
I gave the bonds to her last year when she asked, and she became angry because I wouldn't sign them over. I said, if you want the bonds, you may keep the bonds until the children are 18. It's their money.
Right.
No,
what?
No, he did not.
Okay, well, no, just so we don't have a problem anymore.
I want my bonds changed over to their godmother.
No, you can't have that. Period. I'm not doing that. You can hold your children's bonds because that's what you want to do. If you feel as if you have a safe place in your home or if you have a bank vault, you can take the bonds and put them there and wait for your children to reach their majority, and then you give them the bonds, and at that time they should be even worth more than $1,000.
Exactly.
Because it's a while. How old are you?
10.
And you?
13.
13. Well, got a way to go. These are going to be worth a lot more than $1,000.
But I paid for those bonds.
So what? Well, what do you want me to do?
I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want nothing.
You don't have anything to do with
but
them,
his
madam.
name is on them.
You're absolutely right, which means that you cannot cash them. The only thing that means is you cannot cash them. These are for the children. This is what you intended it for. You intended these bonds for the children.
But I didn't intend for his name to be on them, Your Honor.
Well, then don't look at them. Don't look at them. Put them away, and when your children reach the age of 18, you give each of your children a bond. One of the children should have about $2,000.
So they don't need his assistance for anything, right?
No, to do these?
I just don't want
Absolutely
them in my
not.
children's life,
Shh,
period.
Listen to me. All this says is Ebony or William. Means either one of them can sign these bonds, but Ebony can't do it until she's 18.
Okay.
Yes.
And Juwan can't do it until he's 18. Other than that, these are your children's bonds. Perfect. We've just resolved this case. Okay. Give her the bonds.
Whatever.
Mr. Alexander, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You don't have control of nothing.
Why is that excused? You may step out.
Justice prevailed. I got my savings bonds, and I want the world to know he a child molester.
That case, if people would like to know, was brought up 10 years ago, and I was clear of all of those accusations.
He molested me from the age 10 to the age 15.
This young lady has been on drugs for many, many years.
I'm not in denial anymore, and I've owned up to it. I am not at fault for what he did to me all those years, and I want the world to know that.
But you may be seated.
Miss Marie, the defendant is your daughter, and it is your claim that she was disabled, and while she was waiting for her disability to come through, her Social Security disability,
yes,
you loaned her money, and once she got her retroactive money, she did not reimburse you for the monies you had loaned to her. Your daughter says that you did in fact help her while she was waiting for her disability to come through. You did so because you were her mother, because you had not been much of a mother previously to her, and there was never any arrangement between the two of you for payback of the money that you advanced her while she was sick. Okay. How many children do you have, Miss Marie?
Your Honor, I have 3.
How old are they?
In their 30s.
How old is the defendant?
34.
Did they always live with you when they were young?
I raised them until while I was working, they were 3 children from hell. I mean, what they were...
Could you just answer my question? Were they living with you, or were they not living with you during all their minority?
I was taking full responsibility for them.
You want to answer my question?
Till I was 10 years old.
And where did you go when you were 10?
She took my brothers and I to my aunt's house, and we stayed there for 2 or 3 years, and I never went back after that. Group homes, foster homes, friends.
So after the time you were 10 years old, you did not live with your mother?
No.
Are you the older of the children? Or?
I'm the youngest.
And how old are your brothers and sisters?
36 and 38.
What's the nature of your disability?
Bilateral carpal tunnel.
Did you have surgery?
Yes.
Didn't work?
No.
All right, Miss Marie, you want to tell me about the money that you allegedly loaned to your daughter?
Okay, I have been supporting her because she has not kept... She's not been able to keep a job. I kept giving her money, and she promised to pay me back. A car was involved. I have, besides loaning her money, I have given her. I've bought her.
I just want to know about the loans, Miss Marie.
It's a running tab, Your Honor. She started the tab in her handwriting and said, from now on, whatever I borrow, you keep the receipts and you put it on the tab.
Let me see.
There's 3 things on this list from 1997.
Can I see it, please?
That's what she started. Progressively, we added more things on. I left half this. This is a fraction of what I've given her over the years, Your Honor.
Who cares?
She's my mother.
Shh. Who cares? I want to know what's a loan. I want to see evidence. Listen to me. I want to see evidence of a loan. If you have children, that's what you do. They can't take care of themselves and they're going through a difficult time, and you support them, you take them into your home, you buy them clothes, you take them out to dinner, you pay for the phone. That's not a loan. I don't know what you have in your mind with this being a loan. I want to see evidence of a loan. This says Lisa owes mom $150, $600, $120, and a car with a question mark. I mean, I have a Ralph's food bill.
All these receipts are from grocery stores.
Just a second.
Kmart.
I have Ralph's food bill.
She told me to put these on the loan. Your Honor, I'm not wealthy. I was giving her money that I was paying for. Sometimes I would get paid maybe $200, $300. I was giving her money. $600 for furniture. I was buying her furniture. I was supporting her, and her promise to me is that when she got a settlement, we changed the agreements from whenever she could afford it. See, I was helping her get settled in California. I paid her bills. She lived with me. The fact that I never abandoned her, Your Honor, that is so untrue. Her father came into my life and says that...
I'm not interested in what happened 30 years ago. All I'm saying to you, madam,
But it's not 30 years ago. She thinks I abandoned her. That never happened.
Did she live with you when she was 12?
No. The social services came in and took the kids away, Your Honor.
What I'm telling you, madam, is social service
because I was working.
Oh, please. Miss Marie, get your life together. Take this.
Your Honor,
show me evidence of a loan. I want to see evidence of a loan to your daughter.
Can I say something?
What?
There was no cash. She didn't hand me cash money. It was like a favor for a favor. I didn't want to say this, but my mother's homeless. She lives in a van. She hasn't had a residence. So I'm unable to support her financially, so I help her another way. She needs a place to stay. She's always had keys to my apartment, to shower, to get on the internet, to use the telephone, Your Honor, whatever she needs. So it's like a favor for a favor. She would say, I'll take you to the grocery store if you let me come over and take a shower or use the phone.
I don't listen to me.
That's what it is.
Listen
It's
to
not
me.
the truth, Your Honor.
Listen to
Please.
me. Miss Marie, I want to see evidence that you as a mother had an agreement, a contract with your daughter so that any monies that you either advanced her or times you took her to the shoe store or to Ralph's grocery store, that there was an intention to pay back. Show me.
The parts that I've highlighted is her admitting that this was, she was going to pay me back.
Well, the first letter says that this is about the car that you mentioned, and she says that happened 7 years ago. We had no agreement, nothing was signed. You were helping me out because I'm your daughter. And the second letter that you showed me is, you have written here, October 2003. You say you have done and still are doing a lot of wonderful things for me. Please don't think it goes unappreciated. Does that sound familiar to you?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have every intention of paying you back. My plan is to pay you all at once out of my settlement. You have been so patient about the whole situation, and I thank you for that. I am sure it's been very difficult. If you could just hold out a little longer until my case settles, I promise you will be completely reimbursed.
My case hasn't settled. You have to say something to this woman or she will come slash her tires or take you to court.
I beg your
Or
no.
she'll get you.
No.
She will get you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I can read forever. If you give me an hour, it's not enough.
I don't have an hour.
I know,
what I'm asking
but I'm
you,
trying to tell you that this woman is lying, Your Honor.
1, 2,
okay,
and then you're gone.
And later today,
Where did she hit you?
In the face somewhere.
And what did you do to her?
Bit her.
You bit her?
On the job.
Sounds like a relationship made in heaven.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Angela Marie claims her daughter, Lisa Kales, owes for many unpaid loans. Angela says she is currently homeless.
Go ahead.
This has been the most abusive situation I've ever been in my life, and I never allowed her abuse to keep me from giving to her. I was at her beck and call. I was her doctor. I was her therapist. I did everything.
You're my mother.
I'm stunned.
Listen to me.
These are letters telling how much he has abused me over the years and has lied about this. It would be nice to think that we could walk around the park and could solve all our problems, but I see that I am the cause of all our problems, so maybe I need to go walking alone. Yeah. I mean, Lisa is lying. I can read forever. If you give me an hour, it's not enough.
I don't have an hour.
I know,
what I'm asking
but I'm
you,
trying to tell
Madam,
you that this woman is lying, Your Honor. A mother is obligated to their children to the age of 18.
I'm speaking.
I was out of the
I'm
house at 9.
speaking, and you're not getting.
I've been supporting her for
1, 2.
Okay.
And then you're gone. How do you support yourself? I'm asking you a question. How do you support yourself?
Up until about 2 years ago, a transcriptionist.
How do you support yourself now?
Now I have been disabled. I have been borrowing from General Relief. I had to pay that all back. I have been certified. I went to a hearing. I'm certified disabled for several things. And
listen to me very carefully. If you've been giving your daughter money, and if you've been helping her, you've been helping her for the last 2 years with money that you have gotten
Not
from...
2 years.
Listen to me. I'm speaking. Carefully. Carefully. You just told me that up until 2 years ago you were employed as a transcriptionist. Since that time you have not been employed. You were receiving general relief, you were receiving disability. So if you supported your daughter over the last 2 years, you were supporting her, since you have to say when you get general relief that you have no income and you have no money, you were supporting her out of state money. You were supporting her out of money that comes from the general population. I don't understand why a mother, if her daughter is disabled, if her daughter is
She's
ill,
not disabled.
if her daughter...
She's not disabled.
Well, neither am I. Your case is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You can step
I
out.
can't believe that it came to this. I have been everything to this girl, and I've been giving her all my money, and she's laughing there.
I was kind of hoping that she would win because she's not going to let it go. I want a restraining order now.
She has been coercing me by being nice to me to get more money out of me.
We try, we don't get along, we get along, we don't get along.
There is no relationship. There hasn't been one. I asked her to please go get counseling. I realize now that I'm going to need it also.
Maybe we could, yay, you know, but I don't see us speaking again.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Burnett versus Burnett. Step forward.
Drug counselor Frenchis Burnett is suing her ex-boyfriend, maintenance man Quentin Barnett, for vandalizing her Pontiac Grand Am twice. Frenchess claims he was caught red-handed both times.
You're not related to each other.
No, ma'am.
But he was your boyfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you broke up with him.
Yes.
According to what I'm piecing together from your complaint, he didn't take this breakup well.
No, ma'am, he didn't.
And he vandalized your car, according to you? He came to your job and created a scene, harassing you. You want him to compensate you for both.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Burnett says he just wanted to talk, right?
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't want to talk to you. When did he vandalize your car?
On August 26, 2004.
Tell me about it.
Earlier that evening, I had Mr. Burnett had called me stating he wanted to come by my house and talk to me. Mr. Burnett at that time was not welcome at my house, so I told him he could not come.
When had you broken up with him?
The second week in August of 2004.
Do you care to tell me why?
Around that time, my house was broken into, and at that time, I was suspicious of Mr. Burnett, and I asked him to leave my home and ended the relationship.
Was he living with you at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had he been living with you?
About a year.
Why did you think he was somehow responsible for the burglary?
The last 6 months of our relationship was very disruptive. We were into a lot of arguments. I didn't like the type of people he was hanging around, and he was just, suspicious to me.
Tell me what happened on August 26th.
Mr. Burnett called and stated he was coming over to my house. At that point, I sat in my living room looking out the window waiting on him. When I saw him arrive, he did not get out in my driveway. He got out down the street from my house, and I saw him exit a vehicle and walk toward my house. As he walked toward my house, he started to ring the doorbell and knock on the door. At that point, I called the police, and all of a sudden, I heard a noise outside my window. I looked outside my kitchen window where my car was and saw Mr. Burnett vandalizing my car.
What did he do to the car?
He smashed the front windshield. The two rear view mirrors were smashed out, and then he took a iron brick and scarred the whole car up.
Frenchess Burnett claims ex-boyfriend Quentin Barnett vandalized her car twice. Quentin says it was probably one of her other boyfriends.
You have a police report?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
May I see it, please?
I also have pictures.
I'd like to see those too. Did you have a hissy fit?
No, ma'am.
Did you scratch her car?
No, ma'am.
What did you do to her car?
I didn't do anything to the car. I went over there. She didn't let me in, so I left.
She told you not to come over to begin with.
Yes, she did.
She told you not to come over. What'd you go over there for?
Because I wanted to talk to her.
She didn't want to talk to you.
Well.
Are you trying to tell me you just left?
Yeah, I did just leave.
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh, well, whatever.
Okay. When was the next act of vandalism on the car?
August the 27th.
What happened then?
Earlier that day, Mr. Burnett had been calling me on my job with harassing phone calls and threats.
What did he say?
That he was going to get me, that he was going to call my boss and cost me my job, that he was going to beat my A and everything according to that. He also came up on my job that day and attempted to assault me. As a result of his actions against me on my job, I lost my job, and I have a police report to
I'd like to see it, please. In the year that you were living together, how many times were the police called to your house because of assaults?
Several.
Who assaulted whom?
He got the assault charge.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Why what?
What'd you hit her for?
Because she did something to me.
What did she do to you?
She hit me first, so I hit her back.
Oh, well, if she hit you first, that's the reason. So you hit her back. Is that what you're telling me? Hmm?
Well, I bit her.
You bit her?
On the job.
Sounds like a relationship made in heaven. Tell me what happened on the 27th, please.
Late on that evening, I went home, and that's when my son came to report to me that he was outside slashing the tires on my other car.
Tell me your name.
Gordon.
Did you get along with Mr. Burnett?
Okay.
Do you remember August 27th?
Yes.
Remember what happened with the tires of your mom's other car?
He slashed them.
What time was this?
9:30.
In the evening?
Yes, ma'am.
When you saw him slashing the tires, did you say anything to him? Did you call out to him?
No.
What did you do?
Told her, and she called the police.
Is Gordon lying?
I guess he is, because I ain't do it.
So somebody else slashed her tires?
Yeah.
And somebody else rode all over her car?
Yep.
Well, listen to me. In the year that you lived, year or so that you lived in her house, how many times was her car vandalized?
None. Zero.
None. No, no, no. I'm just trying to get some information, some basic facts from you, sir. In the year that you lived with her,
Zero.
she had 2 cars, and nothing happened to the cars, right?
Yeah, right.
And in the week following her putting you out of the house, both of her cars end up vandalized. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Isn't that bizarre? How coincidental that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's just mind-boggling how those things just happen to come around. Isn't it mind-boggling?
Quite a coinky-dink.
Quite. Can I see the estimates, please, on fixing your car? Mr. Barnett, you got to put a rein in on that temper, sir. You know what the policeman says about you here?
What did he say?
He says you are angry. Were you angry?
He couldn't have said it about me, because I wasn't over there. He must have been talking about somebody else.
Well, no, no, no. It's you. It's you. He says you're angry.
He
said your general appearance was conservative, but your demeanor was angry. Now, tell me what happened when he got to your place of employment, Miss Burnett.
He came on the job. He was very, very disturbed, wanted me to come from around the desk, and I would not.
What kind of work do you do?
Alcohol and drug counselor.
Why did you go to her place of employment, Mr. Barnett?
To talk to her.
She didn't want to talk to you. She told you that before.
Oh, okay.
You're a nice-looking young man. You have a job?
Yes.
What kind of job do you have?
A maintenance man.
So you have a job, you make a living, right?
Yes.
You find another girl, she doesn't like you anymore.
I heard you.
So you're going to leave her alone, right?
Yes.
If you don't, you're going to go to jail. Do you understand? Good. You working now?
No, ma'am.
How long did you have that job?
3 years.
On what date were you let go?
August 30th, 2004.
You caused her to lose her job, Mr. Burnett. Caused thousands of dollars worth of damage to her car. Was your temper tantrum worth it? Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $5,000. That's all.
I'm very happy with her decision. I finally got this closure to my life, and so I can go ahead and try to find me another job.
I went up there to talk to her. I didn't put my hands on her.
It's been mentally disturbing, a lot of mental anguish, very stressful.
I didn't do it. She didn't have no papers up there saying that I did.
I love Judge Judy, and I thank her for seeing my side of it.